The first thing I did after being reborn was spend tens of millions in cash new payment receipts and all. Took my bro and the campus bell to get tattoos. My bro got Neja on his left arm, the true Lord Erlang on his right. The campus bell went with Goddess of the Nine Heavens, and I got Pango creating the world on my chest. 9 dragons dragging the coffin on my back. Dongguang Tai on my left leg. Monkey King on my right leg. Even mortgaged 300 million cash to buy Fans LSP 31,200 and bought an abandoned air raid shelter deep in the mountain. Everyone laughed at me, called me a rich fool, but they don't know. In 20 days, the apocalypse hits. Every plant and animal on Earth will mutate. Docile pets become bloodthirsty monsters. Even the plants turn into meat grinders. Humans drop from the top of the food chain to the very bottom. Only people with tattoos can awaken the power of totem spirits. There is still exactly 20 days until the red moon rises. I didn't hesitate one bit. I called my personal lawyer right away.
Mr. Zhang, immediately mortgage my 1 billion worth of shares and my mansions and luxury cars. Mortgage everything to the biggest international shadow bank.
Yes, everything.
I just want cash, even if it means selling at 30% of what they reworth. Within 24 hours, I want to see 300 million in my account.
After hanging up, I quickly dialed 2 more numbers. Half an hour later, at the most secretive underground tattoo parlor in Jiangzhou, my best buddy Xu Xiaodao and Zheng Xingyi, the Ice Queen campus belle from Jiangzhou University, both stunned, dragged here by me.
Lai Ji, are you out of your mind? You mortgaged all your family property just to bring us for tattoos.
Qin Lai, what are you even doing? If you're doing this because Zhao Yuqing dumped you and you're upset about it, you really don't need to go this far.
I looked at them and said more seriously than ever.
Xingyi, Xiaodao, no time to explain. If you trust me, just listen to me today.
Seeing how serious and unfamiliar I looked, both gritted their teeth and nodded. The tattoo master with a tough face. I turned to look at the tattoo master with a rough face in the shop and slammed the bank card with $1 million on the table. Master, big job for you. I pointed at Xu Xiaodao, tattoo nasal on my bro's left arm, Erlang Shen on his right arm, then looked at Zheng Xingyi, tattoo Goddess of the Nine Heavens on her whole back. Jiang Xingyi froze, a complex look in her cold eyes.
Qin Lai, when did I say you could decide for me?
I looked at her. My voice went lower. This time, I won't let you die again. Her pupils shrank a bit. She had no idea what I meant. But I remember, in my last life, she died saving me, dragged into a nest by a mutant spider queen. When I found her, only half a bloody school uniform was left. This life, I'll make sure she is safe. The tattoo master's eyelid twitched. He took the bank card. All right. And you? I took off my shirt, revealing my fit torso. I said each word clearly.
Me, Pangu creating the world on my chest. 9 dragons, dragging the coffin on my back. Dongguang Tai on my left leg. Monkey King on my right leg.
Smack! The tattoo gun fell out of the master's hand. He looked at me like I was nuts.
Kid, are you trying to die? Pango totem is already taboo. And you want 9 dragons, dragging the coffin? That is not some ordinary myth totem. That is a forbidden pattern that destroys all beings.
I gave a cold laugh. I'll pay more. $1 million is not enough. I'll give you 10 million. You do it yourself. Get your people to assist. Finish in 7 days. The master's face changed.
7 days?
Are you crazy?
Seriously, are you nuts? That is huge. No way to finish in 7 days.
I pulled out a list from my pocket, dropped it on the table.
Military-grade healing gel, bionic repair patches, imported painkillers, anti-infection meds. I got it all ready. You just tattoo. I'll handle the pain.
The master stared me down, stayed silent a full half minute. Then finally, he bent down, picked up the tattoo machine, and said in a rough voice,
Fine. I've tattooed people my whole life, but never seen someone this insane. I, Gui Fu, will take this job.
3 days later, deep in the mountains far from Jiangzhou, an abandoned underground base codenamed Blackstone. On the surface, it is just a Cold War era air raid bunker, later turned into a prison for violent criminals. But I know its real identity is an old era underground command post, sealed away. Structural core, energy, well, vent lines, water storage system, they're all still here. I'm not building from scratch. I just need to restart, just need to restore it, just need to reboot it, reinforce it, add gun turrets and fix the firepower. These 3 days, I only went to Blackstone base once, to sign contracts, check the structure, make sure the energy well, and ventilation are good. Left everything else to my lawyer and the construction crew. Buying the base isn't what takes forever. It is the 4 forbidden totems on my body.
Are you sure you want to drop 30 million on this godforsaken dump?
The agent wiped sweat from his forehead, glancing at me, Jiangzhou's most famous rich kid. Not just buying, but renovating. I signed with a flourish, sealed the deal, and told them to find the best security and construction teams in the country. Within 10 days, I want this place turned into a doomsday fortress not even a fly can get into. 5-meter high, military-grade titanium walls, heavy-duty blast doors worth tens of tons, top eco-cycling systems, and that underground sealed energy core, all restored and rebooted. I am throwing in 100 million cash, all in within 10 days. Money's not a problem. I'll pay triple wages, work around the clock, 24/7, work around the clock. As I gave orders one after another, all of Jiangzhou's construction world was talking. Right now, I'm shirtless, sitting in the very back private room of Gifu's tattoo parlor. Dim lights on the wall, and weird sample drawings of totems everywhere. The air smells like disinfectant, mixed with tattoo ink. The master artist is tattooing me himself. The other 3 apprentices are helping out, mixing ink, outlining, cleaning the wound. The 9 dragons dragging a coffin on my back has finished the outline of the first black dragon, but the dragon's eye isn't done yet, and I already feel a strange sense of pressure. Xu Xiaodao is sitting next to me. Neza on his left arm is almost done. He is gritting his teeth in pain. Jiang Xingyi is in the private room next door. A female tattoo artist is finishing the details of Jushin Xuan. My phone is next to me the whole time. Messages from lawyers, agents, and the construction team, and supply vendors keep popping up. I'm enduring the sharp pain of the needles while giving remote instructions. The renovation of Blackstone base is moving fast. Tattoo and Doomsday Fortress Can't let either get delayed. I quickly unlock my phone, and a news push pops up. Shocking. Heir Qinglai sells all his assets. Buys an abandoned prison in the mountains. I open the live stream app and randomly enter the top local live stream room. It turns out it is my old rival, Shiru, son of Jiangzhou's richest man. On the live stream, Shiru sitting in a luxurious city view, swirling a glass of red wine, laughing so hard, he is almost falling over.
What is wrong with Qinlai now? Did something mess him up?
Young Master Shi, good thing I realized he was nuts early and dumped him in advance, so I came to you instead. He even dragged Zhang Xingyi, that proud girl, to get full-on gangster tattoos with him. What a joke!
The camera shakes. Zhao Yuqing's waist flashes a fresh red floral tattoo, as bright as blood. I glance at it, and my gaze turns cold. Red spider lily. She didn't have that tattoo in my last life. Looks like she is really trying to please Yurui this time. She put in a lot of effort. Ex-Yurui excitedly speaks to the camera.
Folks, who can relate? Qinlai dumped all his cash into some cave in the mountains. He probably spent over 100 million ordering pork and rice from supermarkets, planning to live in there forever. Apparently.
The live stream chat explodes. Damn, poverty has truly killed my imagination. Rich people's mental state is wild. Zhang Xingyi is our goddess, and she is moving to an air raid shelter with him. Confirmed. Qinglai must be out of his mind. Just send him to the psych ward. Seeing all the online jokes and insults, Xu Xiaodao is literally shaking with anger.
Lai Bro! That bastard Shirui is starting an online mob against you! I'll go deal with him!
Ignore him.
I focus on the sting of the tattoo needle, watching Xiru's smug face on the screen, but my expression stays calm. The higher you jump now, the harder you fall later.
Shadow, keep watching the supply trucks.
Our doomsday fortress can't afford any mistakes.
It has been 7 days since I was reborn. These 7 days, I've barely left this underground room. The master had his 3 apprentices take shifts, outlining all day, shading at night, touch-ups at dawn, to hurry things up. I even had people buy military-grade healing gel and repair patches from the black market. Every finished tattoo got sealed up with the healing gel instantly. Otherwise, with this intensity, my skin would have given out long ago. Late on the 7th night, deep in the master's back room, the tattoo machine finally went silent. Xu Xiaodao's, Neza and Erlangshen had been done 2 days ago. Jiang Xingyi's Zhu Shenxuan also finished yesterday. But for me, all 4 forbidden totems are finally complete. Tango creation on my chest, 9 dragons dragging the coffin on my back, East Emperor Tai Yi on my left leg, Great Sage equaling heaven on my right leg. The master removes his gloves, looks at my tattoos, and lets out a long breath.
Done, Qie! I've been tattooing all my life, but never did something this big. Tango's creation, 9 dragons, dragging the coffin, East Emperor Tai Yi, Great Sage equaling heaven. Say what you will, but this set of tattoos, in the whole Jiangzhou tattoo scene, no one can top my work.
I get up from the tattoo chair and see my 4 forbidden totems in the mirror, covering my chest, my back, and both legs. Every line is shut, ancient, and heavy, especially the 9 dragons dragging the coffin on my back. 9 black dragons curl up from both sides of my spine, their scales layer upon layer. The 9 tails gather at the center of my back, pulling a heavy old black coffin. The coffin is wrapped in crimson shades. It is just a tattoo, but it feels seriously oppressive. Xu Xiaodao circles around me and can't help swallowing hard.
Lie, bro. This is crazy. If I hadn't seen it myself, I'd think these tattoos would move at night.
I put on my clothes, covering the totems. For now, they're just tattoos. But when the red moon rises, they'll really awaken. Xu Xiaodao is on.
Red moon.
I don't explain. Just check the time on my phone. 12 days until the red moon. Let's go to Blackstone Base. Time to inspect our doomsday fortress. 2 hours later, we're deep in the remote mountains outside Jiangzhou. The Blackstone underground base is mostly renovated. The ventilation system, power cord, and eco-recycling are all up and running. For the next 12 days, I barely sleep. During the day, I oversee the final renovations at Blackstone Base. At night, I use my reborn power to suppress the forbidden totem's backlash. Truckload after truckload of supplies roll in non-stop. Flour, fresh meat, canned food, drinking water, medical supplies, diesel, off-road vehicles, backup generators, military-grade hazmat suits, every survival supply I could find. I bought them all. Everyone outside thinks I'm insane. Only I know the truth. There is not much time left for the civilized world. The day before the red moon arrives, the last batch of supplies was sent to Blackstone Base. Inside the warehouse, rice, flour, drinking water, canned food, fresh meat, medicine, diesel, backup generators, military-grade protective suits piled up like a mountain, 3-4 layers high. The underground warehouse is packed to the brim. Xu Xiaodao stands at the warehouse entrance. He stares blankly.
Lai Ji, you're planning to live here till your next life.
Jiang Xingyi silently looks around. She knew we stockpiled tons of supplies, but seeing this underground warehouse packed with survival resources, she couldn't help but frown.
Qinliang, what exactly are you preparing for?
I didn't answer right away. I just walked to the center of the warehouse and slowly raised my right hand. The next second, with a thump, in front of us, 3 stories tall, thousands of tons of supplies vanished instantly. The underground warehouse that was bursting at the seams now is totally empty in just a second. Only traces left on the floor from heavy stuff remain, and the lingering smells of diesel and grain. Xu Xiaodao froze in place. He blinked, then rubbed his eyes, finally ran to the middle of the warehouse. He circled the empty floor 3 times. What? He spun around to look at me. His voice cracked.
Lai, Jike, where did the stuff go? This huge warehouse. Where is everything? I just blinked. I just closed and opened my eyes. And thousands of tons of supplies are gone. There are no hidden tunnels here. Are you doing magic tricks now?
Jiang Xingyi's reaction wasn't as dramatic as Zhao Xiaodao's, but her usually calm, cold eyes were clearly unsettled now. She walked up to me and stared at my right hand.
Lai Ji, what is going on here?
I paused for a moment. At this point, there is no need to hide it anymore. Less than 24 hours left until the red. They need to know the truth. So I spoke up. This is a companion space. It is connected to some special changes. About rebirth, I still didn't fully explain. Not because I don't trust, but saying too much now would only stress them out. I went on. All you need to know is this space can store massive supplies, and time inside is almost frozen. Food won't rot in there. Medicine won't expire. Diesel, weapons, even crystal cores can be kept for long. Xu Xiaodao, Xiao dropped.
So all these supplies, you weren't planning to stash them here. You were planning to carry them with you.
Exactly.
Lai Ji, what else are you hiding from us?
Tomorrow night, the red moon arrives.
Red.
Tomorrow at midnight, the moon will turn blood red. Then, black mist will surge from underground, sweeping across the globe. All animals and plants will mutate crazily. Cats and dogs will turn into monsters that eat people. Will devour humans.
Cities will lose order in mere hours.
Human civilization will collapse overnight.
The warehouse was dead silent. Xu Xiaodao's lips moved. This time, he didn't crack a joke, because the supplies vanishing right before his eyes had completely shattered his beliefs. Jiang Xingyi didn't argue. She just stared firmly at me.
Evidence.
What you just saw is one piece of evidence. And the tattoos on your bodies.
Jiang Xingyi instinctively checked her back. I continued.
The red moon's energy will activate human tattoos, turning them into real totem forms. Regular designs only awaken basic body enhancements.
Beast patterns give beast-like abilities. Mythical totems awaken real divine powers. The older the totem, the more complete, the stronger the fate it carries, the more terrifying the power after awakening.
So you had me tattoo Neja and Erlang Shen, so I could survive.
Your Neja and Erlang Shen are top-tier myth totems. If you can get through the red moon awakening,
You'll be stronger than most others.
Then I turned to Jiang Xingyi.
Xingyi, your Nine Heavens goddess is both offense and defense, purification and battlefield control, a high level for poison. Pollution, mental corrupting beasts will get more common in the apocalypse. Your totem is crucial.
So you sold your assets, bought Blackstone Base, stockpiled supplies, had us get tattoos. None of that was spontaneous. You knew something big was coming long ago.
Yes.
The shock slowly faded from Jiang Xingyi's face, replaced by nervousness. Xu Xiaodao's expression changed too.
Wait, Neja, what about my parents? They're still at the car shop in South City.
Don't worry. I've already arranged someone to pick them up.
What did you say?
It is the live video from the convoy. A black armored van is stopping outside Old Street in South City. The door opens. Two bodyguards in black uniforms escorting a middle-aged couple into the van. The man is short. His skin is dark, with gray stains from years of car repair. Xu Xiaodao stares at the screen. His eyes turn red instantly.
Lai Ji!
I used needing maintenance and logistics staff for Blackstone Base as an excuse, and contacted your parents in advance. They don't know about the apocalypse. They just think I offered them a well-paid job for a few days. Convoy will arrive in 20 minutes.
Xu Xiaodao's lips trembled. He couldn't speak for a while. Last time, after the red moon came, Xu Xiaodao risked his life to save his parents in South City, but Old Street had already been overrun by mutant rats. He only found his dad's broken wrench and his mom's old apron. She never wanted to throw away. Since then, Xu Xiaodao hunted mutant beasts like crazy, until he finally died in the nest. This time, I won't let them go through that pain again. I patted his shoulder. Don't worry, uncle and aunt, I'll get them for you this time. Xu Xiaodao lowered his head. His shoulder shook. After a while, he finally looked up. Eyes red, he said, Lai Ji, thank you. I smiled. Jiang Xingyi watched silently. After a moment, she asked softly,
What about my father?
Dinjiang is totally safe now.
You know my dad.
Zhang Chengyuan, an academician at the Longguo Energy Research Institute. The military moved him into the underground base in the capital half a month ago. He is working on a top-level energy core project. Xingli is one of the safest places in Longguo now.
As for your mother,
I paused. Jiang Xingyi's mother passed away from illness years ago. It is a wound in her heart. She didn't ask further, just nodded gently.
Okay, got it.
I looked at the two of them. My voice grew serious.
from now on, Blackstone Base is fully locked down. Don't leave the base.
Xu Xiaodao took a deep breath. He nodded. Jiang Xingyi slowly pressed the Jushin goddess tattoo on her back. I looked up at the night outside the base. Everything's ready, just waiting for a trigger. Early the next morning, the underground living area at Blackstone Base, inside the secure living cabin. Xu Zhenguo served in the army when he was young. He didn't know what was about to happen, but after seeing the base's defense setup, he immediately sensed something was off. He didn't ask much, just patted Xu Xiaodao's and said, "Stick close to Qingnian." Li Gilan spent the morning busy in the kitchen and managed to make a big pot of dumplings for us. Xu Xiaodao's eyes were red as he ate, but he still smiled. Before the apocalypse hits, having a hot meal at home is already the last luxury for many people. Last night, I stored the last batch of supplies in the companion space. The final 10 titanium alloy gate at Blackstone Base was locked shut at dawn. The whole underground fortress was brightly lit. The underground energy core sealed for years ran perfectly. The monitors showed 360-degree views outside with 0 blind spots. Xu Xiaodao sat nearby with a bowl of dumplings, watching the monitors. Jiang Xingyi stood before the giant screen, checking the outer defense systems. Her Jushin goddess tattoo was now fully restored. There was a sharp gleam in her cold air. Right then, my phone popped up a trending local feed. Shirui was live streaming again. On screen, Shirui was still at his luxury villa downtown, throwing a lavish party. Under the crystal lights, champagne tower, 音乐课, beautiful women, rich kids, all making the stream look wild and decadent. I glanced at the time. Less than an hour left until Red Moon arrives. She really hugged Xiao Yuqing and mocked in front of the camera.
Guys, see that? That lunatic Qin Lai is probably hiding in some mountain bunker by now. Sold off his stuff, bought rice, got poor, dragged Jiang Xingyi for a tattoo. He can't seriously think he'll survive the apocalypse. Can he?
Zhao Yuqing cuddled into his arm, laughing wildly.
Shiru, don't say that. I actually want to see how Qinlai ends up tomorrow.
Shiro swirled his wine glass and laughed even louder.
If nothing happens tonight, I'll bring people to the mountain tomorrow, smash up Qin Lai's bunker, then send him to a mental hospital myself.
In the stream, mocking, rudeness, banter and insults mixed into a wild party. Inside Blackstone Base, all you could hear was the low hum of the energy core. I raised my wrist, checked the time. 23:59. Only 10 seconds left till Red Moon arrives. The outside world was still in celebration. Inside Blackstone Base, all you could hear was the low rumble of the energy core. 10 seconds later, I set down my knife and fork. Countdown hit 0. Buzz with a deep, ancient-sounding hum. The whole blue star shook violently. On the live stream, Xu Ru, who was laughing loud just a second ago, suddenly went silent because outside his villa's big window, the bright moon suddenly turned a creepy blood red. Like a bloody eye staring down at the world. Right after, thick black fog shot up from underground, instantly blanketing all of Jiangzhou City.
What the hell? What the heck is that? The moon! Why is the moon actually red?
On the stream, Shiru screamed in panic. He didn't even notice his wine glass hit the floor.
Woof, woof, woof. Roar.
Suddenly, in the live stream, the purebred teddy dog Zhao Yuqing was holding let out a terrifying growl. With hundreds of thousands watching, the teddy's body started swelling like a balloon. Black bone spikes popped out everywhere. Eyes turned blood red. Its giant mouth filled with razor-sharp fangs. The mutated teddy lunged at Zhao Yuqing. Its claws shredded her shoulder, knocking her to the ground. The live stream camera shook hard. Screams pierced eardrums instantly.
Xiru, help me!
Zhao Yuqing's face was pale. She desperately reached towards Shiru, but Shiru was already scared out of his mind. Get away! Don't come here! He retreated in panic, even kicked away Zhao Yuqing's reaching hand. He stumbled upstairs crawling. Zhao Yuqing landed hard, her shoulder soaked red. She was shaking all over.
Help me!
But the only answer was Shiru running away in panic. That mutated teddy growled and moved closer. Its blood-red eyes locked onto her. In the live stream, the comment feed was exploding. Someone save them. Ash, save them. Why did Shirui just leave? He said he loved her just now. Now he is leaving her behind. It is over. She is doomed. All hope faded from Zhao Yuqing's eyes, replaced by intense frustration and anger. Just as the monster was about to pounce, the red spider lily tattoo at her waist suddenly glowed with a creepy red light. Illusory red petals silently bloomed beneath her. A cold, sweet floral scent fills the air. The mutated teddy bear suddenly froze. It seemed to sense something extremely dangerous. A hint of fear actually showed in its crimson eyes. Zhao Yuqing slowly raised her head. Deep in her pupils, a sea of blood-red flowers bloomed. There was an unexplainable chill about it. What? Why are you leaving me, Chu? Shirui had just made it to the stairwell. He heard those words. His body stiffened instantly. The creature turned around. He saw silent spider, lilies blooming under Zhao Yuqing. The petals moved as if they were alive. They slowly wrapped around the mutated teddy's lips. That vicious beast from before now seemed trapped in a nightmare. It crouched on the ground, trembling non-stop. Zhao Yuqing stood up, steadying herself against the wall. A red pattern spread over her wounded shoulder. A strange smile appeared on her pale face. At that moment, the live stream exploded.
Damn! She awakened!
She literally bloomed. What kind of power is that?
That is insane.
So creepy. It is insane.
The screen suddenly turned black. The live stream cut off. I stared at my pitch-black phone screen. A cold smile appeared on my lips. Yellow spring spider lilies. Flowers bloom on the yellow spring. No way home. This time, Zhao Yuqing really found the perfect ending for herself. Bro lie. The city is completely chaotic. Xu Xiaodao stared at the surveillance shot of the city. His voice shook. Stop watching outside. Keep your mind steady. I turned around suddenly and shouted low. Because at that moment, the red moon's energy pierced 100 meters of us and came down on us. Xu Xiaodao and Jiang Xingyi both groaned in pain. The red moon's energy boiled like magma, rushing wildly into their bodies. Xu Xiaodao's left arm, the Neza tattoo blazed with fire. On his right arm, Erlang Shen's third eye seemed to snap open. Golden light shot out. On Jiang Xingyi's back, a totem of the celestial lady turned into holy rain. It lifted her into midair. Her usual chill was now sacred and untouchable. They awakened. But the red moon energy I endured was dozens, even hundreds of times more. I ripped off my windbreaker in one go. A pango tattoo on my chest burst out with dark golden light. Ancient and boundless power, like it could crush eternity itself, erupted from me as the center. Right after that, a ripping pain tore through my back. 9 low dragon roars echoed deep in the bunker. 9 dragons hovered totem on my back, woke up fully in the red moon's energy. 9 pitch-black dragon shadows slowly emerged behind me. Their bodies were massive, scales icy cold. 9 pairs of red dragon eyes opened at once. They dragged the giant black coffin. It hovered behind me. Scarlet chains on the coffin stretched tight. A formless, forbidden pressure. swept across the bunker instantly. Xu Shao turned pale and staggered back. Even Jiang Xingyi's goddess avatar shuddered a bit. It was like she sensed the threat on instinct. My left leg, with the Dongguang Tai totem, started burning with the True Sun's fire, like it could burn all 8 lands. My right leg, the Monkey King's figure burst with battle spirit. Battle-hardened golden form. No magic could touch me. All 4 supreme avatars awakened at the same time, but I quickly suppressed the chaos between them. These 4 forbidden powers are way too much. Right now, there is no way I can use them all at once without a cost. Pango gives strength. 9 Dragons Coffin means suppression. And Doom. Dongguang means flames. Monkey King means battle body. Every time I can only pick one. Just then, the titanium alloy bunker door shook violently. On the monitors, mutated boars and wolves from the mountains tracked the scent of the living and rammed the door like crazy. Bro, lie! Even the wildlife's mutating. Yu Xiaodao gripped the trident conjured by Erlang Shen's power. His eyes burned with battle fever. I twisted my neck, my bones cracking like thunder.
Let's go. Let's head out and stretch a bit. Time to see what these doomsday beasts are made of. Let's see if they're worthy to be our snacks.
Black mist rolled outside the bunker. Dozens of mutant beasts rammed the titanium walls. Leading them was a boar king over 3 meters long, its body armored with black scales. Every hit made the earth tremble. The side door of the bunker slowly opened. I walked out bare-chested, with Xu Xiaodao and Jiang Xingyi right behind me, smelling fresh blood and flesh. The beasts stopped ramming instantly. They all snapped their heads toward us, scarlet eyes fixed right on us. The boar king let out a roar. Charging on all fours, like a heavy tank, it charged straight for me. Bro, lie, watch out. That is a level 1 apex beast. Xu Xiaodao tried to jump forward on instinct. Back off. I spat out coldly. I stood my ground, unmoving, just as the boar king's spear was about to stab my chest.
I moved.
No fancy tricks. I raised my right hand, fingers curled into a fist. Power of Pango. I melted in my heart. The Pango tattoo on my chest flashed with dark gold light. A blurry ancient giant appeared on my fist. I punched. Boom. The air compressed under that force, letting out a sharp sonic boom. My fist landed right on the boar king's skull. There was a muffled thud. A dark violent force punched through his thick skull, shattering every bit of life inside. That multi-tongued mutant boar king couldn't even let out a scream. The massive body just collapsed in a heap at his feet. 1 punch kill. Apex Beast King. Suddenly 9 deep dragon roars sounded behind me. The 9 dragons coffin image rose up behind me. 9 black dragons slowly opened their red eyes, dragging that ancient coffin through the void. Dragon suppression. I spoke. Rumble! The black phantom trembled, a forbidden pressure like from the end of the abyss. Instantly covered the whole forest. Some weaker mutant beasts got flattened with no resistance, forced straight to the ground. Their bones creaked under the weight. 10 seconds was all it took, and all the mutant beasts were wiped out. Xu Xiaodao stared, totally stunned.
Bro, lie. That is way over the line.
Jiang Xingyi is standing behind me. A flash of shock crosses his cold eyes. I don't explain. I just walk up to the mutant boar king, raise my hand and slice open its skull. A crystal the size of the sun, glowing faint red, appears in my palm. The most important currency in the apocalypse. Crystal core. I can't help but smile a little. First loot of the apocalypse. In hand, I store the core in my companion's face. As soon as I get the core, I can clearly feel the companion's face vibrate slightly. It is a tiny expansion, but it really did grow a bit. In my last life, humans quickly found out crystal cores not only boost awakened powers, they also power special spaces, totem avatars, and weapon gear. Later in the apocalypse, they even replaced gold and cash as the only universal trade resource. I glanced at Xu Xiaodao.
Take the cores out of all these beasts. Don't waste the meat either. After purification, we can store it.
No problem.
Xu Xiaodao lights up, energized. You got it. Right in there. On the mountain trail not far away, suddenly come messy footsteps and shouts for help. Help! A dozen scruffy men are scrambling toward the shelter, tumbling and crawling. Behind them, chasing her cheetah size mutant bloodblade mantises. I narrow my eyes, recognizing their leader, Fatty Leo, the contractor who handled construction outside Heishi Base. Last life, this group kicked me when I was down and threw me to mutant beasts as base.
Boss Jing!
Qing Shao, help! Please let us in and hide! We're all from Zhengzhou! You can't just watch us die!
I stand my ground, coldly staring at him. Watch them die. My eyes flash with ice. Back when you kicked me down. Didn't think about being fellow Zhengzhou people, did you? Fatty Liu is stunned. Of course he doesn't get what I'm saying, but he can read my eyes. That is not pity in my eyes. It is death. I slowly raise my right hand. My shelter doesn't take trash. As I finish talking, I snap my fingers. The titanium wall around the shelter instantly burst with terrifying electric arcs. The leading blood-blade mantises get blasted away by millions of volts. Fatty Liu collapses on the ground in terror.
Qing Shao, I was wrong! I really was wrong!
I stop looking at him. I won't kill innocents on purpose, but I won't save my enemies. Evil must die. I turn and walk back at the shelter. The heavy titanium doors slowly close. Screams outside fade into the black mist. Day 3 after the red moon. The world has turned into true hell. Downtown is packed with broken cars and ruins. Mutant stray cats and dogs are now as big as cats. They hunt survivors in packs through the streets. Meanwhile, inside the Heishi shelter, the rich aroma of butter hot pot fills the air. Xu Xiaodao is eating, sauce all over his face. Roulette. If every day in the apocalypse is like this, I think I could get used to it. Jiang Xingyi gives him a look. Try going outside then. Xu Xiaodao immediately wipes his mouth. I pick up a cold beer and take a sip, leaning back on the couch. At that moment, a piercing alarm suddenly blares. Beep, beep. Warning! Thermal sensors detect a large heat source approaching the perimeter. I tap open the huge surveillance screen. 1 kilometer out on the mountain road, a massive black crowd surges this way. At least 500 or 600 people. Some are carrying machetes, steel pipes, and even a bunch with automatic rifles. Leading the pack is a shirtless, fierce-looking bald Hulk. On his body is a lifelike tattoo of a bloody giant python. Longwu, boss of the Qinglong gang. Last life, this Longwu relied on an S-class blood python totem, throwing his weight around early in the apocalypse. I didn't expect things to be different this time. He actually set his sights on me. On the surveillance footage, Longwu is carrying a machete, roaring at the front gate.
Coward! Listen up! I know how much food you've got stashed away. Open the gate, now! Hand over your supplies! And the women! If I'm in a good mood, maybe I'll let you live! Or else, I'll blow your pathetic shell to pieces! Today!
These bastards! Even dare to target Zhang Xingyi!
I just grinned. Don't rush. Spend tens of millions on this defense system. It is not just for show. Outside the bunker, Longwu waited a while, but got no response from inside. He instantly exploded in anger.
Showing you respect, and you still act up.
Fire! Blast this door open for me!
3 rockets whoosh out trailing flames, crashing into the main gate. Boom! The huge explosion echoed across the night sky. Qinglong Society goons instantly cheered with excitement. It must have blown open. Ha! Some doomsday fortress. Ha! In front of our boss. It is nothing but scrap metal. Yet when the smoke cleared, everyone's smiles froze in place. That silver grey titanium gate was still standing strong. There wasn't even a single dent on it. Longwu's face turned grim.
Keep blasting!
Right then, metal armor above the wall suddenly slid open to both sides. Click, clack. 2 cold 6-barrel Gatling guns slowly rose from the compartments. Their dark barrels locked mercilessly on the crowd below. In the control room, I held my wine glass and spoke calmly. One warning, an external broadcast played.
This is Blackstone Base, private property. Leave right now, or deal with the consequences.
Private property. I'm the law here now! Charge!
I set down my glass. Open fire. The next second, 12 Gatlings fired at once. Huge armor-piercing rounds turned the place into a storm of metal. The mountainside lit up in an instant. Qinglong goons dropped like flies. In just 30 seconds, misery covered the bunker entrance. Over 200 gang members were taken out. The rest panicked and scrambled back. I sat in the control room, expressionless. In the apocalypse, some people aren't worth saving. Cease fire. I hit the stop button. Outside the bunker, the original 500 or 600 from Qinglong Society. Now less than half remain.
Damn it! I'm gonna skin you alive!
Longwu stood up covered in blood. His body was coated in thick crimson scales. As an S-class blood python awakened, he is super tough and resilient. Regular firepower can't really kill him.
Earth specialty, awaken! Dig a tunnel for me! If I don't kill everyone inside today, I'm no man!
A few minions with pangolin tattoos activated their powers right away, digging wildly into the ground. I watched the footage coldly. Clueless idiots. I stood up.
小刀, Xingyi, watch the base. I'll go take out the trash.
The titanium gate slowly opened. I walked out of the bunker alone. Longwu gave a cruel grin.
Finally came out to die, huh?
Brothers! After him!
Seeing I was alone, the remaining 200 or so thugs immediately got bold. They raised their weapons and charged. I stood my ground, slowly lifted my left leg. The Tai totem on my leg burst into blinding gold light. An aura that seemed to scorch all, melt everything in its path, erupted from me. True, solar fire. I stomped my foot down. Done! A golden sea of flames surged forward like a tsunami. The several dozen in the front, the moment they touched the fire, were thrown flying. The ground got scorched black. Steel weapons melted instantly. The terrifying heat forced everyone to fall back. No one could even get close to me. Just one move, over 200 thugs completely broke down. Only Longwu was left standing alone. His legs gave out, and he dropped to his knees.
Monster! What kind of monster are you?
I walked toward him step by step.
Now you're scared. Too late.
Longwu knelt on the ground, watching me come closer. His mental defenses totally shattered.
No way! I'm an S-class awakened! I can't lose to you!
A crazed look flashed in his eyes. He suddenly bit through his tongue, spat a mouthful of blood on his blood python tattoo. Draw. With an inhuman scream, Longwu's body started to deform. His bones stretched crazily, skin covered in scales. He turned into a blood python over 20 meters long, fake as a water tank. S-class totem full transformation. I'm gonna swallow you. The python opened its jaws, big enough to eat a car, lunging right at me. A blast of stinking wind rushed at me. Even the rocks from the ground went into his mouth. Think being big house. I sneered. Stepped forward with my right leg. Great sage equal to heaven. Battle-hardened, golden body. The totem on my right leg burst with golden light. An indomitable battle spirit surged up, pressing down on everything. Next second, my whole body was wrapped in golden glows. My bones roared. My blood raged like a dragon. My astral form wore golden chainmail, and a purple gold crown appeared behind me. As those golden eyes opened, even the black mist seemed torn apart. The python charged at me, but I moved forward instead of backing down. Blasted into the air like a cannonball. Bang! I stomped right on the python's jaw, forcing its huge head back. The python screamed in pain, its giant body writhing like mad, trying to shake me off, but I stood firmly on its head, like my feet were nailed to a mountain, not moving an inch. The python went further, sweeping its huge tail at me. With that swing, boulders and trees exploded along the way. I lifted my right hand. The golden shadow behind me did the same. A staff burning with golden energy formed in the air. Ancient runes lit up along its surface. The moment I gripped the shadow staff with my fingers, a surge of wild, indescribable battle intent shot through my body.
Freeze!
I swept my staff sideways. The golden staff's shadow slammed into the blood python's massive tail. The air exploded. The shockwave tore through the forest like a hurricane. The blood python's giant tail, strong enough to smash an armored vehicle, was cracked open, its scale shattering under my staff. It was sent flying backward. Dragon 5, now a blood python, finally showed fear in its eyes.
Impossible! I'm an S-class blood python! How can you suppress me?
I stood on his head, looking down from above. My eyes were ice cold.
Because your so-called S-class means nothing before the forbidden totem. You're nothing.
As I finished speaking, I gripped the golden staff with both hands and lifted it high. The great sage's shadow behind me suddenly swelled out. 10 meters, 30 meters, 50 meters. It finally morphed into a golden battle axe. Towering over everything, it stood on black mist, under a blood-red moon, wielding a golden staff like a giant pillar. It brought a terrifying power that could crush mountains. It smashed down hard on the python's weak spot. Battle fate subdued the demon. The staff came down, and the whole forest seemed to jump. The ground split open, rocks blasted skyward. The python's massive body was slammed straight into the ground. The scales at its weak point shattered one by one. Overwhelming battle force spread through its bones, obliterating every bit of life in sight. The python's pupils shrank in terror. Its huge body convulsed a few times, then went completely still. The whole mountain was filled with dark mist, but my strike scattered it by force. I put away the staff's shadow and landed steadily. The sage's avatar behind me slowly faded away, leaving just a faint gold glow on my right leg. Dragon 5, the S-class awakened, was killed with one strike. I cut open the python's head with my fingers like a blade, and took out a red crystal core glowing brightly. Not bad. An S-class totem core. Hito do. I stored the core in my companion space, and turned back to the shelter. Wounded soldiers littered the ground behind me, and no one dared look me in the eye again. I collected hundreds of crystal cores from the battlefield. Most were low-level cores, but there were plenty of them. As all that energy poured into my companion space, I could clearly feel the space expanding. My inner source power grew even stronger. What surprised me most was that as my power increased, the coffin dragging totem on my back became even more solid. The 9 blood-red chains on the old black coffin, the first one was starting to loosen. I closed my eyes, feeling the cryptic info from the coffin dragging totem. It isn't just a totem for suppression. Its true terror lies in devouring. It devours beast cores, devours enemy totem remnants, and devours any power it can absorb, returning all that energy to me. It strengthens both my body and my companion space. This skill is called Coffin Devour. But since the first chain isn't broken yet, to unlock full Coffin Devour, I'll need a higher level core as a key. At least a level 5 beast core. So, a level 5 core. I opened my eyes. Hint of a smile appeared. Last time, not long after the red moon fell, a level 5 beast king showed up off the East Sea. It was the Seabone Dragon King. Xingdongxi almost destroyed all of Jiangzhou. This time, I'm taking its core. Satisfied, I turned back to the shelter. The main door slowly closed, shutting out all the slaughter outside. Xu Xiaodong came over, eyes filled with excitement.
Brother Lai, you're insane!
Jing Xingyi handed over a warm towel, her eyes sparkling.
Good job. The hot pot's still warm.
I wiped my hands, sat back on the couch, and grabbed some Wagyu beef. Meanwhile, 500 meters below Kyoto, in the top military command center, the tension was suffocating.
Report, East Front. Line 3 has collapsed. 3 level 4 beasts got past our blockades. Report! A tsunami hit the south coast. Confirmed. Deep sea monsters may have landed. Report! Hot weapons are useless against level 3 and above beasts. Our awakened units are taking heavy losses.
Bad news kept coming like hammer blows, weighing on everyone's hearts. The commanding officer by the digital send table closed his eyes in pain. He is the highest military commander of Longbow, the Dragon Marshal. It has only been 3 days since the Red Moon fell, and most of human civilization is already destroyed. Even the army struggles more and more against those mutated monsters. It is getting harder every day.
Are we really doomed?
At that moment, the intel officer suddenly stood up.
Commander Nian, please, check this out. This just came in from a high-altitude stealth drone.
On the big screen, the feed zoomed in. It was a remote mountain fort surrounded by a titanium wall. Outside the gate, the forest was burned and torn apart by explosions, and abandoned vehicles and weapons left by retreating Qinglonghui thugs were everywhere. In the middle of the shot, a young man stood shirtless on the mountain road outside the fort, standing there all alone, facing a 20-meter-long, barrel-thick, terrifying blood python. Its whole body was covered in dark red scales, and its huge snake eyes burned with madness. Its massive body coiled through the woods, like some 3-headed beast from an abyss.
Xing is an S-class. Awakened beast form.
Commander Nian.
Commander Dai, should we send reinforcements right now?
No time. It is too far. By the time our people arrive, the fight will be over.
But in the next second, the whole command center went dead silent. The entire center was frozen in silence. G67, CTV9 FD point, 0 point.
Almost screen, era, almost screen. G47, CDTVs, FD point.
The young man's right leg suddenly burst out in dazzling golden light. A mighty golden battle avatar towered behind him. It wore chainmail gold armor, a purple gold crown with wings, and swung a golden staff through the air. Even through the drone's feet, you could feel the wild battle spirits sweeping the land.
What kind of totem is that?
The intel officer muttered. No one answered, because the fight on screen had reached its most epic moment. The young man stepped right onto the blood serpent's head. He grabbed the golden staff's phantom with both hands. The golden battle ape spirit behind him swelled up to 10 meters, 30 meters, 50 meters. It turned into a terrifying spirit as tall as a mountain. He aimed the golden staff at the serpent's weak spot and slammed it down hard. Even through the screen, everyone saw the forest shake violently. The ground cracked open, rubble shot into the air. That class blood serpent suffered a heavy firepower, was smashed straight into the ground with one blow. Its massive body writhed in pain. Then it dropped dead on the spot. The whole command center fell silent. Several seconds passed before someone finally swallowed hard.
He killed an S-class beast with one strike. How is that possible? What level of awakened is he?
We've got his ID. Qin Li. He is 22. He was heir to the Qin family in Jiangzhou. 20 days before Red Moon fell, he suddenly sold off all his assets, bought the Blackstone base in Jiangzhou's remote area, and stocked up on supplies.
He also brought 2 companions to an underground tattoo parlor. Ghost Hand got big tattoos for 7 days straight. One day before Red Moon fell, he officially moved into Blackstone base. The command center went quiet again. Everyone realized something. This young man called Qin Lai must have known the apocalypse was coming.
Keep digging. Pull up info on the 2 people with him. Also, put Qin Lai on top strategic priority. Now, send an agent to Zhengzhou.
The next morning after we wiped out Qingguang society, I was relaxing by the heated pool in the fallout shelter, absorbing a huge amount of crystal core energy. A loud alarm shattered the calm again.
Lai! Trouble's here again!
Xu Xiaodao rushed to the poolside, handing me the surveillance tablet. Not many people this time, just a few dozen, but the leader looks familiar. I took the tablet, glanced at the security footage, and smirked coldly. In the video, a few dozen thugs in ragged clothes, wielding makeshift weapons, were making their way up the mountain toward the shelter. The man in front had a dirty face and looked half dead, but I recognized him instantly. Son of Jiangzhou's riches, my nemesis from my previous life, Shiru. On Red Moon Day, he was live streaming in his downtown villa, nearly scared to death by a mutant Teddy, but he actually got in a level 3-headed hell totem. In a level 3-headed hell totem, he survived the apocalypse early days. Downtown snow full-on beast playground. His mansion on the mountain got destroyed, and he sacrificed dozens of his bodyguards as bait, fleeing like a madman. He knows very well, the one truly safe place in Jiangzhou is my mountain fallout shelter, so he came here like a rabid dog.
Qin Lai.
I know you're in there. Ex-Yuri stopped about 50 meters from the gate, pointed at the camera and let out a crazed laugh.
You think hiding in your shell keeps you safe?
I've awakened hell power now. I'm the strong one. Today, I'm smashing down your door. I'm taking all your supplies.
Watching Shiru clowning around on the screen, I got out the pool, grabbed the towel and dried off.
Amazing how a level totem made him so cocky.
Laiji, let me handle him!
No need. This grudge from my past life, I need to settle it myself. Open the door.
Click. The heavy titanium door slowly opened. I walked out alone.
Qin Lai, you finally dare come out!
With just these losers behind you, you think you can steal my supplies?
Glancing at those thugs behind him, shaking with fear, I scoffed with contempt.
Dealing with you, I'm all you need.
Qin Lai, look who I brought for you!
The crowd parted. A graceful figure walked out from the black mist. She was wearing a blood-stained red dress, her skin pale as snow, her face still delicate, but her eyes were filled with a strange red glow. On her bare waist, a blood-red spider lily tattoo bloomed. Translucent red petals floated around her. The scent of flowers filled the air, so beautiful, it sent chills down your spine. Zhao Yuqing, she really survived. Not only that, she awakened an level totem. Hagenbana the red spider lily. The thugs around her stared at her, their eyes turning dazed. Some even dropped to their knees and crawled toward her, like they'd lost their souls. Zhao Yuqing raised her head, and the blood-red vine drooped from her fingertips. ITWR'd a thug's neck. He didn't struggle at all. Instead, he just grinned blissfully. Next second, his face turned deathly pale. His whole body lost all strength. A spider lily slowly bloomed on his chest. Zhao Yuqing closed her eyes in pleasure, her face getting some color back.
Qin Lai, bet you didn't expect that. I'm awakened too.
Shiriti stood behind her, smirking coldly.
Qin Lai, thought you were so tough, huh? Zhao Yuqing's a level psychic now. Her flower scent can control over a dozen awakened people. Now let's see. Facing the woman you once loved. Can you really hurt her?
Zhao Yuqing chuckled softly and slowly walked toward me. With each step she took, a blood-red spider lily bloomed under her feet. The scent just got stronger. Suddenly, the black mist around us faded. The world before me changed. I was back in my last life. A beast tide was raging. A blood moon hung overhead. I lay bleeding out in the ruins. A mutant 3-headed dog closed in step by step. Zhao Yuqing knelt beside me, crying her heart out.
Qin Lai, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have left you last time. I shouldn't have trusted Xu Raoi. If I could do it over, I'd never leave your side. She reached out,
trying to touch my face, her voice gentle, with a heartbreakingly soft tone.
Qin Lai, please forgive me. Okay.
I just watched her quietly. The next second, I laughed.
Zhao Yuqing, your illusion is way too fake.
Zhao Yuqing's crying face froze for a moment. I took a step forward. Suddenly, the shadow of the 9 dragons coffin appeared behind me. 9 shadowy black dragons opened their crimson eyes at once. That old black coffin hovered behind me. Deep red chains on the coffin trembled a bit. A vast forbidden pressure crashed down from above. Ruins all around. Beast tide.
Blood moon.
Zhao Yuqing crying. Everything shattered like glass. Reality came back. Zhao Yuqing's face turned ghostly pale.
She suddenly stepped back.
Blood appeared at the corner of her mouth. The shadow of the flower behind her trembled violently. Petals fell one by one. Impossible. He stared at me in disbelief.
Impossible. My nether flower scent draws out people's deepest obsessions. How can you have zero reaction?
Obsession? You worthy of being my obsession.
Zhao Yuqing's face instantly lost all calm. That hit harder than any attack. She bit her lip. A hint of panic showed in her eyes.
No. Qinglai, you used to like me, didn't you? You just still hate me, right?
Suddenly, her expression changed. Her eyes filled with tears. She looked at me all helpless.
I admit I messed up before. But back then, I had no idea the apocalypse was coming. I thought you'd lost your mind. Qinglai, just let me into the shelter, and I'll come back to you. I'm in a level awakened. I can help you. I can control those survivors for you. I'm useful to you.
Zhao Yuqing, you bitch! Just now you said you'd help me kill him!
Zhao Yuqing suddenly turned around. She screeched.
Xiuru, shut up! If you hadn't humiliated Qinglai during the stream, if you hadn't dragged me along to watch his joke, I wouldn't be like this! Did you even look back at me when you ran? What gives you the right to judge me?
Xiuru shook with anger. I watched them tear each other apart. I just felt bored. Can't believe I died because of these two last time. That is just ridiculous.
Qinglai, I was wrong. I really know I messed up. Can you please give me another chance?
She reached for my wrist, but before she could touch me, an invisible force knocked her flying. I looked down at her. My voice calm.
You're not sorry. You just found out. Xiuru can't protect you, and I'm stronger than him.
Zhao Yuqing's body trembled. Her tears froze mid-flow. I raised my right hand. The shadow of the coffin behind me slowly opened. Black chains reached out from inside the coffin.
Black chains emerged from the coffin,
instantly binding the totem on Zhao Yuqing's waist.
Spider lilies are indeed beautiful, but they bloomed in the wrong place.
As the words fell, the coffin chains tightened suddenly. Zhao Yuqing let out a painful scream. The sea of blood-red flowers behind her collapsed. Countless flower phantoms withered in the air. Her totem power was suppressed by 9 dragons' coffin. Her eerie red eyes quickly returned to normal. She collapsed, her strength completely drained.
My power! You sealed my power!
She looked at me in total despair.
You might as well kill me.
Kill you? You're not worth a second strike.
Xiuru looked at the powerless Zhao Yuqing. There was no mercy in his eyes, only pure malice.
Useless trash. You couldn't even charm one man.
Zhao Yuqing looked at him in disbelief.
Xiuru, what did you say?
Xiuru kicked the ground beside her. He roared.
If not for you, you jinx! How would I have ended up like this?
Zhao Yuqing's last illusion shattered completely. I watched this scene feeling only bored. The apocalypse never changes a person. It just digs out the filth hidden in their hearts. I slowly looked towards Xiuru. The farce is over. Now, let's settle our score. The grin on Xiuru's face vanished, replaced by uncontrollable fear. He finally realized his proud rank hellhound was nothing before me.
Impossible! I'm an rank awakened! I'm invincible!
Shiryu, completely mad, he let out a beast-like roar to the sky. The clothes on his back instantly exploded. A creature over 5 meters long, burning with dark flames, appeared behind him. The dark-flamed phantom loomed. Shiryu's body began to swell, his muscles bulging high. His hands turned into sharp wolf claws. He lunged at me with a suffocating smell of sulfur. Die! The middle dog had opened its huge maw, spouting a stream of searing black fire. Facing this seemingly massive attack, I didn't even bother to dodge.
And a rank in front of me is worse than a dog.
I took a deep breath, my blood modified by primal power. Roared like a mighty river, without using any soul totem. Relying only on pure physical strength, I pulled my right fist back, and like a fired cannonball, punched straight into the black flames. Boom! The shockwave tore the flames apart. My fist slammed into his proud wolf claws. Crack! The sound of bone snapping was sickening. Shiro's right arm broke. The impact didn't slow down, slamming hard into his chest. Shiro spat out a mouthful of blood. His body flew back like a broken kite, crashing heavily onto the ground.
Impossible! He didn't even use his soul totem! How can he be this strong?
Shiro clutched his collapsed chest, deep fear finally showing in his eyes.
Because you're too weak.
I walked up to him step by step, looking down at him.
Qinglai! Master Qin, I was wrong! Please, spare me!
I looked at him, my eyes cold and calm.
In my past life, you pushed me into the horde. In this life, I won't do that to you.
A glimmer of hope flashed in his eyes.
Because that would be too easy on you.
I slowly raised my hand. The 9 dragons' coffin appeared behind me. The black coffin opened slightly, and a dark chain reached out, piercing the hellhound totem on his back. Shiru screamed in agony. The hellhound totem struggled well, but was crushed by the 9 black dragons. Crack! A crack appeared on the totem surface. The power in Shiru faded like a receding tide. His body quickly shrank back to normal, returning to a scar. Powerless ordinary man.
My power! Xinle! Give me back my power!
Since you like being a dog, from today on, you'll be less than one.
The thugs looked at the powerless Shiru, and their expressions changed. The weak have no dignity in the apocalypse. Moreover, ex-Shiru used countless people as bait just to survive. Now, karma has come. Screams soon filled the air. I didn't look back. Shortly after, Shiru's voice vanished completely. Only a dim level 1 core remained on the ground. I put it into my storage space. The rival who killed me in my past life isn't even worth my full effort now. Just then, a deafening roar came from the sky. Whoa, whoa, whoa. The strong wind howled, clearing the surrounding black mist. I looked up. A helicopter slowly descended, the cabin door opened, and 2 rows of armed soldiers jumped out, lining up on both sides to secure the area. Then a high-ranking commander approached, surrounded by several guards.
Greetings, Mr. Qing. I'm Lei Zhan, Deputy Commander of the East, by order of the Supreme Commander. I've come to visit you.
Hard work, Commander Lai. With beasts everywhere out there, your arrival shows the command center is still trying to maintain order.
Hearing this, Lei Zhang looked slightly surprised. He expected a powerful, awakened like me to look down on the military. But I know well, the military is the final shield for civilians. Without them on the front line, Jiangzhou would have fallen long ago. Lei Zhang took a deep breath.
Mr. Qing, we saw you kill the S-rank Python on drone footage. Your power exceeds any known rank. The commander wants a wartime partnership. We won't draft you by force, nor ask for your Blackstone base. We only hope that during major disasters, you'll help within your capability.
Agreed.
Lei Zhang's eyes lit up. I continued.
But I prefer to act alone. I won't join the regular command. Blackstone can be an independent outpost. The military maintains order, moves survivors, and builds defenses. I'll provide intel and kill high-rank beasts when needed. We share resources and intelligence. That is the most efficient way.
I'll relay your terms to the Supreme Commander.
Since we're partners, let me give you some intel first. In 3 days, at 2 a.m., a massive mutant sea beast tide will hit the East Sea for the first time. A level 5 bone sea drive Agon will lead 100,000 sea beasts to attack Jiangzhou City. If we don't set up heavy firepower defenses in advance, Jiangzhou and the whole eastern war zone will take a huge hit.
What? Lei Zhang's face changed instantly. Cold sweat covered his back in seconds. He stared hard at me, trying to see if I was joking. But all he found was calm.
Mr. Qing, is this intel reliable?
I wouldn't joke about 3 million lives.
Lei Zhang took a deep breath.
I'll report to the top commander right now. We'll mobilize all eastern forces to set up defenses.
Also, I need some heavy-duty military equipment, precision machine tools, special alloy materials, 10 sets of ship-grade automated CLUS systems, and some individual fuel-air explosives. I'm not asking for these for free. In exchange, I'll share all future high-level beast intel with the military first. The military gets priority updates.
These are strategic assets. I need to check with Commander Long. Personally, I think it is a good deal.
Deal.
Mr. Qing, thank you for your cooperation.
The military will guard humanity's last line, and I'll handle the monsters. You can't. We all do our part.
Mr. Qing, I'll relay your words to the top commander.
Watching Lei Zhang board the helicopter and leave in a hurry, my eyes darkened.
Level 5 Beast King. That is exactly the key to unlock the first chain of the 9 Dragons coffin. The Bone Sea Dragon's core. I have to get it.
3 days flew by. Several heavy transport helicopters delivered some special machine tools I needed, along with CLUS systems and fuel air bombs, one after another to the fallout shelter. The rest of the strategic gear, Lei Zhang said, would be shipped in batches. I stored everything in my companion space. The shelter's defense level skyrocketed again. On the 4th day, 2 a.m., I was sitting in the command room in a big leather chair, holding a cup of hot black coffee.
Lai Ji, it is pouring outside. And why's the rain black?
Xu Xiaodao stared at the screen, his brows furrowed. I sipped my coffee, my eyes deep. It is starting. Almost at the same time, Jiangzhou's eastern coastal defense line. Lei Zhang stood inside the temporary command post, staring at the radar's dense wave of red approaching like a tsunami. Cold sweat ran wildly down his face. Qinglai's intel was real. The East Sea beasts have landed.
Fire! Everyone, open fire! Don't let them into the city! 3 million survivors are right behind us!
The heavy artillery roared instantly. Countless shells lighting up the coastline like daylight. The night turned as bright as day. But the moment the flares went up, every frontline soldier lost hope. On the sea, hundreds of thousands of mutant sea beasts rushed in on the waves. Gigantic mutant crabs the size of APCs, amphibious fishmen covered in deadly spikes, and packs of sea serpents charging crazily through the barrage. Less than 10 minutes in, our first line of defense was wiped out.
Commander Lei, we can't hold them! There are too many beasts! Our defense is collapsing everywhere!
Lei Zhang drew his pistol, eyes bloodshot.
Tell everyone! Even if we all die today, we have to protect the people!
Just as the military was gearing up for a last stand, the ground shook, a horror beyond words. Suddenly swept in from the deep sea, inside Jiangzhou City, 3 million hiding in ruins and basements. All felt crushing pain in the chest, like a mountain was pressing on their hearts. Even breathing was hard.
What is that?
Lei Zhang looked up at the night sky in despair. A giant pair of bone wings tore through the black clouds. A monster over 100 meters long, its body shrouded in deep sea mist, slowly descended from the clouds. Its eyes glowed like 2 huge red lanterns, giving off a chill of death. Level 5 Beast King, Bone Sea Dragon. In the early apocalypse, Level 5 beasts were basically invincible. They could wipe out a city without effort. The bone sea dragon rolled, shattering the clouds. It opened its abyss-like jaws and spewed a pitch-black dragon's breath. Black flames swallowed everything for hundreds of meters. The artillery positions were wiped out. It is over. Jiangzhou is done for. Despair spread through Jiangzhou like a plague. Countless people just closed their eyes, waiting for death. And right there, inside Heishi shelter, I slowly set down my coffee cup. On the screen, the 100-meter-long bone dragon showed up in the blackness. There was no fear in my eyes, only blazing excitement. Xu Xiaodao went pale.
Lai Ji, you're going out! That is a level 5 beast kick!
Jiang Xingyi grabbed my arm too.
You don't have to risk it.
I gently patted her hand, and a wild grin appeared on my lips. My 9-dragon's coffin still needs a key. This big lizard's claw. I want it. I turned and headed for the elevator.
Hold down the fort and make some tea for me. I'll be back by the time it is ready.
Above Jiangzhou City, the bone sea dragon raged, blasting black fire everywhere. Lei Zhang's eyes turned dull, awaiting death. But just then, a black gold beam shot up from the deep mountains outside Jiangzhou. The dark light wasn't cold, but instead felt ancient and mighty. The thick black mist was torn open.
What is that?
Lei Zhang snapped his eyes open. All 3 million survivors and the remaining soldiers instinctively turned to look at Heishi shelter. In front of everyone, a tall young man walked up the dark gold beam. Step by step rising into the sky. No flying equipment, nothing. He just strode in thin air, as if invisible stairs rose beneath his feet.
It is Mr. Qin. It is Qin Lai!
Lei Zhang trembled with excitement as I kept ascending. The 9 dragons' coffin tattoo spread wide behind me. 9 dark dragon shadows curled across the sky, each hundreds of meters long, with crimson dragon eyes all opening at once. They dragged along an ancient black coffin, stretching across the sky above Jiangzhou City. Scarlet chains atop the black coffin slowly trembled. A supreme, ancient, untouchable forbidden pressure sweeps across all of Jiangzhou like a tsunami. Under this overwhelming force, the 100,000 mutated sea beasts attacking from the F side let out terrified screams instantly. All of them collapsed to the ground, trembling in fear. It is Mr. Qin from Blackstone Base. He is here to help Jiangzhou. Countless survivors lift their heads from the rubble. Their eyes are filled with awe and shock after surviving. I'm standing a kilometer high in the sky, facing off with that 100-meter-long Overlord Bone Dragon. Compared to his massive body, I'm as tiny as an ant, but the 9-dragon coffin behind me looks even more like an ancient nightmare. The Overlord Bone Dragon senses provocation. Its scarlet eyes stare at me, and it lets out a thunderous roar. It opens its massive abyssal jaws. A breath of black dragon energy 10 times larger than before crashes down on me like a falling meteor.
That is nothing.
The Pango totem on my chest bursts with fighting spirit.
Enlarge and transform.
A phantom of Pango rises behind me, facing that roaring black dragon breath. I don't even bother dodging. I slowly lift my right fist. The Pango image on my chest erupts with a thunderous boom. A trace of primal power coils around my fist. I take a step forward. Boom! The instant my fist hits the black dragon breath, the whole sky looks torn open. The black flames get ripped apart with brute force, turning into waves of fire, sweeping past me on both sides. The fire waves crash into the ruins, scorching 2 gashes a kilometer long into the ground. I'm standing between 2 seas of flame, completely unmoved. Pango's phantom behind me slowly lifts its head. Its once blurry outline now becomes clear and solid. Dark gold divine light spreads from the Pango tattoo on my chest to the phantom.
Big lizard, it is my turn.
As soon as I speak, the Pango tattoo bursts out complete. The Panbu phantom behind me suddenly grows to dozens of meters tall, bulging with raw muscle. Its aura is ancient and boundless, like a giant primordial spirit orb. In its palm, a giant axe formed by pure primal power turns solid from illusion. Dark gold runes flare up inch by inch across the axe. I slowly raise my right hand. The Panbu phantom lifts the axe at the same time. One man, one shadow, perfectly in sync. The Overlord Bone Dragon seems to sense that close. Fear finally flashes in its blood-red eyes. It flaps its bone wings like crazy, trying hard to back away. But the moment Pango locks on, the black mist around it seems frozen solid. I take a step forward. Thunderous sound.
Primal strike.
I slash down with my right hand. The Pango phantom behind me swings the giant axe at exactly the same time. A dark gold axe like hundreds of meters long rips through the blackness, like it is splitting the night sky in two. The Overlord Bone Dragon flaps its wings desperately, but it is too late. The axe beam slams into its seemingly unbreakable bone wings. Crack! The huge bone wing shatters instantly. The Overlord Bone Dragon lets out a death cry. Its massive body loses balance. IT crashes toward the ground like a meteor. I don't give it a chance to breathe. I stomp down, turning into a streak of dark gold light, appearing above the Bone Dragon in a second. The Pango phantom moves with me. I clench my fist. Pango's phantom grips the primal axe with both hands, lifting it high. The Bone Dragon tries to lift its head and fight back, but its red eyes are full of panic. My voice is ice cold.
Shatter for me.
I punch down with full force. The primal axe in the Pango phantom's hands swings down hard too. The phantom behind follows up with a fierce chop. Pango's phantom slams the primal axe down with all its weight. Slams down with all its strength. The phantom behind follows up with a fierce chop as well. The primal axe lands square on the Bone Dragon's skull. Primal power rushes into its hard head. At lightning speed, the ground shakes violently. Jiangzhou's outskirts, a giant crater dozens of meters deep, forms instantly. Shattered rocks blast into the air. The bone dragon's massive body gets slammed into the pit's bottom. The light in its red eyes quickly fades. The Pango Phantom slowly lowers the axe. The dark gold glow gradually fades away. I stand at the crater's edge. Pango's tattoo on my chest is still glowing. Level 5 Overlord. Overlord Bone Dragon is dead. The fight ended way too fast. So fast no one even reacted. From the moment I took off to turning into a giant and killing the bone dragon, it all took under 3 minutes. The black mist clears. Scarlet moonlight shines over the earth again. I end my transformation. My body returns to normal size, landing steadily on the bone dragon's massive skull. I slice open its skull with my fingers like a blade, and pull out a core as big as a basketball. A level 5 crystal core radiating black gold light. Feeling the sea of energy inside the core, I store it away, satisfied. With their king dead, the 100,000 sea beasts collapse and retreat back to the ocean like falling tide. Jiangzhou is safe.
Mr. Qing! Thank you for saving 3 million people in Jiangzhou!
Waves of grateful shouts echo across Jiangzhou's night sky. I'm standing atop the bone dragon's head, holding the black gold level 5 crystal core. I don't get caught up in the thanks. I just look at Lei Zhang and calmly say,
Commander Li, no need to thank me. If the army didn't stop the monsters last night, Jiangzhou might not have lasted till I arrived.
Lei Zhang falls silent. I go on.
This wasn't won by me alone. The soldiers who died on the front lines also saved this city.
Lei Zhang's eyes redden. Many officers behind him lower their heads. I store away the crystal core.
Now, we need to evacuate survivors quickly and repair the defenses.
The sea beast retreat is only temporary. The real disaster is coming.
Rest assured, Mr. Qin, order and strength will keep Jiangzhou safe.
If another beast above level 5 appears,
We'll alert you right away. I'll deal with any high-rank beasts.
I say nothing more.
A flash of black gold behind me, and I turn into a beam of light back to Blackstone shelter. The doors slam shut. I return to the control room, pick up the cup of tea on the table, and take a sip. The tea is just right. Deep in the core chamber at the bottom of Blackstone shelter, I sit cross-legged on a special mat, holding the level 5 Overlord's Bone Dragon core in my hands. The energy inside this core is at least 100 times more massive than this level 1 Python core. Even the strongest ability users would explode if they tried to swallow it. Instantly overwhelmed, but not me. Without hesitation, I press the core to my chest, unleashing my inner power like crazy. Boom! Wild icy black energy floods into my body, surging through my veins instantly. Black frost forms on my skin. My bones creak under the pressure. It wants to destroy me. A dead lizard like you isn't worthy. I let out a cold snort. The Pango image on my chest snaps its eyes open. Unstoppable primal power crushes and shatters the black energy immediately, then turns it into pure, original force, pouring it back into my body. At the same time, the 9-dragon coffin tattoo on my back starts to heat up. All 9 black dragons seem to move slowly under my skin. On the ancient black coffin at Xingkou, the first crimson chain was shaking like crazy. Crack! A faint cracking sound echoed deep in my soul. Right after that, the first crimson chain snapped. A surge of indescribable black gold energy came pouring out of the black coffin. It felt like endless darkness appeared before my eyes. In the deepest part of the darkness, the ancient black coffin slowly opened the gap. An obscure message flooded into my mind. The first chain of the 9-dragon coffin is unlocked. Ability, Coffin Devour. From this moment on, I can actively consume beast crystal bones, leftover energy from beast corpses, and even part of the essence, suppressed by the totems. All this energy will be refined by the black coffin, and returned to my body, along with the companion space and the 4 forbidden totems. In other words, as long as I hunt enough prey, I'll keep getting stronger with every battle. After the sea bone dragon's spore was fully refined, my physical realm advanced smoothly, breaking through to level 5P. The companion space expanded again. At its once vast edge, a pitch black ink-like area appeared. It looked like a shadow of the black coffin, quiet and lifeless, unfathomably deep. I had a vague hunch. When more chains of the 9-dragon coffin are unlocked, this dark area will become even scarier than the companion space. I slowly opened my eyes. My bones crackled like thunder.
Coffin Devour. Nice. From now on, every beast is my food.
Next morning, Blackstone Base underground training ground. I'm sitting cross-legged on the alloy floor, slowly opening my eyes. After consuming the sea bone dragon's food, my energy is several times stronger than before. The first chain of the 9-dragon coffin is already unlocked. The coffin Devour power is fused into my body now. From now on, regular crystal cores barely boost me anymore. To keep getting stronger, I have to hunt higher level beasts. At least level 4 and above. Xu Xiaodao walked in, his eyes full of excitement.
Lai, gee, you took out the level 5 Bone Dragon by yourself last night. Xingyi and I barely got a shot in. If this keeps going, we'll end up holding you back.
Jiang Xingyi walked in from the other side, wearing a black combat suit, her long hair tightly tied up, with rare battle intent in her cool eyes.
I need real fighting too. Just stacking crystal cores won't give me true power.
I looked at them, nodded my head. That is just what I wanted to say. Xiaodao's Arlan True Lord and Asia told forms are top-level combat ones. Jiang Xingyi's 9 Heavens, Goddess is all about attack, purification, and high-level battlefield control. They've got huge potential, but in the apocalypse, potential doesn't mean battle power. True fighters rise from piles of beast corpses. I stood up and walked out. Xu Xiaodao's eyes lit up.
Where to?
I opened the military map of Jiangzhou and surrounding areas. The screen was filled with red dots, spread across city ruins and suburban forests. But in an industrial park in the southern suburbs of Jiangzhou, the red was brightest there. It is labeled as a high-risk zone by the military, believed to be a level 4 beast nest. I pointed at that area. South Suburbs Industrial Park. After the sea monsters retreated last night, a pack of mutant beasts took over. Military drones spotted it. At least 3 level 4 beasts inside, plus many level 2 and 3 beasts. Xu Xiaodao grinned.
Great spot. Lots of monsters. Lots of XP.
Jiang Xingyi glanced at the map and said calmly,
South Suburbs Industrial Park isn't far from the northern military camp. If beasts keep spreading out from there, they'll threaten the survivors' evacuation route soon.
So this trip can kill two birds with one stone, helping the military clear a hidden danger.
I called Lei Zhang. The screen lit up quickly. Lei Zhang appeared, clearly more relaxed than last night, but still tired.
Mr. Shen, anything you need from the military?
I got right to the point.
South Suburbs Industrial Park in Zhengzhou. I'm heading there to clear it out. There's a level 4 beast nest nearby.
Lei Zhang was stumped. Then his face turned happy.
Mr. Qi, that is the spot we were about to request support for. There are lots of chemical warehouses in the park. If beasts wreck them, the poison gas could spread and affect the northern base. If you're willing to act, the military can provide real-time drone surveillance and keep the area locked down.
Sure. You guys seal the perimeter. No need to get involved inside. I'll take Xiaodao and Xinyi in for practice.
Understood. The military will set up a quarantine line outside to stop beasts from escaping. Mr. Qin, please be careful.
It is the beasts who should worry.
10 minutes later, the Blackstone base side door slowly opened. A modified black heavy off-road drove out of the underground garage. Its body covered with bulletproof armor, alloy anti-slip spikes in the tire rims, and an auto machine gun on the roof. Xu Xiaodao sat in the front passenger seat, excitedly rubbing his hands. Jiang Xingyi was in the back, the shadow of a Shuangtian divine force flickering in her hands. I sat in the driver's seat, stepped on the gas, and the engine roared like a beast. The black SUV sped out of Blackstone Base, heading south along the mountain road, with dark fog still lingering everywhere. On both sides of the highway, abandoned vehicles were chewed up by beasts. Sometimes a few low-level mutants leaped out before they could reach us. The auto gun on the roof tore them up. Half an hour later, the South Suburbs Industrial Park appeared ahead. That once bright, modern park was now a full monster nest. Factories collapsed, pipes twisted, chemical fumes filled the air. Xu Xiaodao pushed the door open and jumped out. Lai Ji, how do we fight? I looked toward the heart of the park, sensing 3 powerful presences stronger than the other beasts. 2 level 4 mutant, armored lizards, 1 level 4 poison mist spider queen. Besides, over 100 level 2 and 3 beasts. To me these guys are nothing, but for Xu Xiaodao and Jiang Xingyi, they're the perfect real battle trial. I waved my hand. The 9-dragon coffin on my back slightly trembled. An invisible pressure covered the whole park. All the low-level beasts slowed down instantly, like having a mountain on their backs. But I didn't directly crush them. I just held the pressure to slow them, so Xiaodao and Xingyi could still fight, without getting affected. I won't make a move. I look at both of them. You guys handle the level 2 and 3 monsters yourselves. I'll just hold the line against the level 4 ones. Unless your lives are in danger, I won't help otherwise. Xu Xiaodao grins. That is perfect for me. As soon as he finishes talking, the Erlangshan totem on his right suddenly glows. The ghostly silhouette of an armored god slowly appears behind him. Heaven's eye. Pierce deception. A golden flash shines at the center of Xu Xiaodao's forehead. A vertical pupil illusion slowly opens. Suddenly, the world around him becomes crystal clear to his eyes. Both mutated armored lizards' movements, the gaps between their scales, muscle contractions, the weak spot on the abdomen. Heaven's eye catches it all. Plain as day. Found your weak spot. He grips the tri-bladed knife tightly with both hands, stomps hard with his foot. The ground cracks like a spider web. Xu Xiaodao shoots forward like an arrow loose from bow. He closes in on the first lizard's side in a flash. Tri-bladed knife raised up high. Golden light bursts from the blade. Holy crack armor. The blade flashes down. A loud piercing clang rings out. Xu Xiaodao's face changes slightly. He hit the gap on the lizard's back perfectly. But it didn't break through like he expected. The lizard's plating is thicker than he thought. The blade only went in half an inch, stuck tight by the tough bone armor.
Damn.
The first armored lizard suddenly spins around. Its thick tail sweeps sideways with a howling wind. Xu Xiaodao can't pull the knife out in time. Has to let go and fall back. Bang! The giant tail grazes his chest as it swings by. Even just clipping him, it sends him flying. No. He slams hard into a scrap oil tank. The tanker dancing loudly. Xu Xiaodao grunts. Blood trickles from the corner of his mouth. This thing is tough. I stand back, keeping out of it. Jiang Xingyi glances at me, almost instinctively. 行了, I reply calmly. He won't die. Let him handle it. Xu Xiaodao jumps down from the crumpled oil tanker, wipes the blood from his mouth. His excitement is burning even brighter in his eyes. All right, that is more like it. The lizard lets out a low roar. Its limbs go tense. The massive body charges like a tank. The other lizard circles from the side, trying to cut off his escape. Both level 4 monsters attack from left and right. Xu Xiaodao stands his ground. No more rash charges. Heaven's eye shines brighter on his forehead. The world seems to slow down in his eyes. Every step the lizard takes, every scale movement, every muscle flex, Heaven's eye catches all the details. The first lizard rushes up. Its giant mouth opens. A stinky wind hits him. Xu Xiaodao leans back fast, barely dodges the bite. At the same time, he stomps with his right foot, slides under the lizard's jaw, right into the shadow under its belly. Heaven's eye locks on. There's soft plate on the belly. Right below it is the heart.
Holy Demon Slayer!
Xu Xiaodao roars. The Erlangshan avatar behind him swings at the same time. The tray-bladed knife stabs upward. Squish! The blade finally pierces the soft armor, drives deep into the lizard's belly. The lizard lets out a shrill scream. Its huge body thrashes wildly. Xu Xiaodao's arms bulge with veins. He pulls the knife out with brute force.
Open up for me!
Rip! He tears a massive wound in the lizard's belly. The huge body drops with a thud, but before Xu Xiaodao can catch his breath, the second armored lizard rushes him from behind. It doesn't attack Xu Xiaodao directly. Instead, It changes course, rams the half-collapsed chemical tank nearby. Jiang Xingyi's face changes.
It is trying to blow up the tank. If that tank explodes, poison gas will flood the whole industrial park.
Xu Xiaodao looks up suddenly. Heaven's eye flares gold on his forehead.
Trying to run. Stay right there.
He grabs the tri-bladed knife with both hands, slams it into the ground. The Erlangsheng avatar behind him instantly becomes solid. The avatar's forehead also opens a golden eye. Two Heaven's Eyes beams cross midair. Lock the second lizard in place.
Heaven's Eye so lock.
The second lizard's body freezes. Like invisible chains, pin it there. It thrashes crazily. Its claws carve deep trenches in the ground, but it can't break free of the beam. Xu Xiaodao's face turns pale fast. This move takes a huge toll on him, but his eyes are burning with excitement. He slowly looks up, grins.
This one's for you.
Sending you off! Up in the sky, a golden blade tears through the black clouds. A huge tri-bladed knife phantom appears, emerges from the clouds. The blade is dozens of meters long. Golden light flows across it, its sharpness like divine wrath. The air over the industrial park seems to freeze. Xu Xiaodao pulls out the tri-bladed knife from the ground and slashes hard at the lizard.
Holy divine judgment!
Next second, the giant blade in the sky crashes down. A golden blade falls from the sky, slams right onto the lizard's head. Thick black armor cracks instantly. The massive beast is forced into the ground. The ground splits into a huge crack. Rocks fly high. Dust billows everywhere. When the gold fades away, the level 4 lizard is lying deep in the pit. No more movement at all. Xu Xiaodao kneels on one knee, breathing heavily. Heaven's eye slowly closes. The Erlangsheng totem on his arm dim, but his smile can't be suppressed.
Brother Lai, wasn't that awesome?
I glance at the slash running through the factory.
Not bad, just took a lot of energy.
Xu Xiaodao chuckles.
Cool, is all that matters.
He rests for a while, then digs out 2 level 4 cores from both lizard heads. As soon as he gets the 2 level 4 crystals, the Erlangsheng totem on his right arm heats up a bit. The Heaven's Eye on his forehead flickers. Clearly, after killing 2 level 4 lizards, his totem is fully activated by the battle. The bottleneck starts to loosen, but he doesn't rush to absorb the cores. He just used Heaven's Eye and Divine Judgment several times. His energy is almost drained. If he forced himself to absorb the level 4 crystals now, it wouldn't be a breakthrough. It'd be suicide. Xu Xiaodao puts 2 crystal cores into his backpack. Grins.
Brother Lai, save it for later.
I nod. Right then, a sharp screech echoes from deep in the industrial park. A half-collapsed factory suddenly explodes. Inky toxic fog surges out like a tide. A giant toxic fog spider queen about the size of a truck slowly crawls out of the rubble. Its 8 spider legs are sharp like spears. Its belly constantly spews out corrosive toxic mist. Everywhere it passes, steel pipes sizzle and corrode. Level 4 mutant beast, toxic mist spider queen. Xu Xiaodao is just about to step up. I raise my hand to stop him. This one's for Xingyi. Xu Xiaodao is stunned. Jiang Xingyi is already gripping the Shuantian divine sword and slowly walks out. Her 9 heavens goddess Tolkien naturally counters toxic mist.
Evil energy.
Pollution type mutants. The toxic mist spider queen is the perfect opponent for her breakthrough. Jiang Xingyi's voice is cold.
Leave it to me.
The spider queen's 8 red eyes lock on. Next second, the queen's abdomen quickly swells up. A huge burst of dark green toxic mist gushes, sweeping towards Jiang Xingyi like a wave. Jiang Xingyi doesn't fall back. 6 wings slowly unfold behind her. A pure white light spreads out from her body.
Divine Purity Domain.
A semi-transparent white field expands outward from her center the moment the toxic mist hits the domain. There is an instant sizzling sound. Large areas of the green mist get purified into white smoke. But the spider queen doesn't just spew poison. Its 8 legs suddenly stab into the ground. Next second, dozens of venom-soaked spider threads shoot out from the ruins, entangling toward Jiang Xingyi from all directions. Jiang Xingyi swings her sword to cut the threads ahead, but even more threads come from the sides and rear.
Split!
One thread grazes her forearm. Her combat suit is instantly corroded, opening a crack. Her skin turns slightly bluish black. Xu Xiaodao's face changes.
Xingye!
Jiang Xingyi doesn't look back. She presses the wound with her left hand. The goddess totem glows with soft white light. The toxin is quickly forced out. I'm fine. She looks up at the spider queen. Her eyes become even calmer. It is not just spraying poison. It is setting a trap with the webs. I stand at a distance and nod slightly. Jiang Xingyi's combat talent is even better than I thought. The spider queen hisses again. A ton of spider silk in the ruins begins to glow eerie green. In this short time, she has turned the whole factory ruins into a poison lake. If Jiang Xingyi steps wrong even once, she'll get tangled up in the toxic threads. Jiang Xingyi closes her eyes. The goddess avatar slowly rises behind her. She doesn't rush to strike yet. Instead, she compresses the purity field to a 3-meter radius. The domain gets small, shrinking the area, but the purification power skyrockets. She takes a step forward. The poison threads underfoot just light up and are instantly burned to ash by the domain. Second step, third step. With every step she takes, a white ring is purified in the web beneath her. Moonlight. Step. Jiang Xingyi's figure suddenly turns ethereal, like a beam of moonlight drifting through the toxic web. The spider queen's 8 eyes spin wild, but it still can't pinpoint her real position. Next second, the spider queen leaps high and spits a condensed, nearly liquid toxic ball. The poison ball falls, corroding the air with a harsh screech. Jiang Xingyi narrows her eyes. Jiang Xingyi suddenly opens her eyes. The Shuantian divine sword flares with dazzling white light. Radiant purification. She strikes with her sword. A white blade slices the poison ball in half. The toxic liquid falls past her on both sides, corroding 2 giant holes. In the ground, Jiang Xingyi has already passed through the poisonous ray. Now right beneath the spider queen, she grips the sword with both hands. Her 6 wings fold back at once. All the purifying light focuses on the blade. At the moment, it feels like only that white sword light exists. 9 heavens, wrath. The sword light shoots skyward. Slash! The spider queen's huge body is pierced by the sword light. It lets out a horrible screech. Its 8 legs thrash wildly, but the purifying force spreads through the womb. Instantly, burning its poison sacs from within, the Spider Queen crashes to the ground. The green mist hasn't even spread before it is completely suppressed by the goddess's domain. Level 4 toxic mist, Spider Queen.
Dead.
A dark green crystal core rolls out of its head. Jiang Xingyi bends down to pick it up. A white glow flashes in her palm. The toxic gas on the core is instantly purified. As soon as she gets the core, the goddess avatar behind her shudders slightly. Inside that dark green crystal core lies toxic energy, instinctively rejected by her goddess totem, yet also tightly suppressed by the purification. Jiang Xingyi's aura fluctuates for a moment, but she doesn't absorb it right away. Level 4 cores pack a ton of energy. It is too wild, especially this one from the Spider Queen. It is still tainted with heavy pollution. If she absorbs it recklessly, she could get hurt, or even corrupt her totem. She puts the core away, looks up at me. I nod to her. Hold on to it for now.
Once we're back, I'll help you filter out the pollution inside.
Jiang Xingyi nods softly. Xu Xiaodao is totally stunned.
Damn! Xingye, that sword you just used looked cooler than mine!
Jiang Xingyi puts away the Shuangtian divine sword and says calmly, we all have our strengths. Xu Xiaodao grins right away.
That is for sure.
I step up and glance at them.
Know where you messed up.
Xu Xiaodao scratches his head.
I rushed in too blindly.
The armored lizard has strong defense. Your first slash was full force. No testing, so your blade got stuck. If its tail hit you, you would have broken at least 3 ribs.
Remember that?
I look over at Jiang Xingyi.
You trust your purification domain too much. You can purify toxins, but webs and terrain traps aren't pure poison. When you face pollution-type mutants in the future, don't just focus on the poison. Watch how they control the battlefield.
Got it.
Keep all the cores. Lower level ones help stabilize your power, but for level 3 and up, especially level 4, don't absorb them recklessly on the battlefield.
Why not? I felt my totem was about to catch fire just now.
That was just totem resonance. That means your bottleneck is loosening. But there is more than just energy inside the crystal cores. There are also traces of the beast's violent will and polluted aura. Low-level crystal cores are easier to handle. But if high-level ones aren't fully purified, absorbing them recklessly could cause your totem to backfire at best, or even corrupt your fate.
Jiang Xingyi looked down at the poison mist Spider Queen crystal core in her hand. Even though she'd already purified the surface, there was still a faint green mist swirling inside. She quickly understood what I meant.
Sorry, need to filter it first. I nodded.
When we get back, I'll use the burial coffin to refine them for you. We'll strip out all the polluted aura and wild will. Then only the purest totem energy will remain. It'll be safest to absorb them for breakthroughs. Then, soon after,
all the beast crystal cores in the whole industrial park were collected. There were hundreds of low-level ones, over 20 at level 3, 3 at level 4. The poison mist Spider Queen. As level 4 core went to Jiang Xingyi, the 2 steel armor lizard level 4 cores went to Xu Xiaodao. Just then, Lei Zhang called him via video. On screen he watched the drone feed of the industrial parks. He clearly looked relieved.
Mr. Qin.
The beast nest at the South Suburb Industrial Park is officially cleared. Chemical hazard at the North Camp is no longer a risk. Thanks to you and your team for helping out.
I nodded back. By the way, I need to take them for actual combat training too. Lei Zhang was stunned for a second. Then he gave a wry smile.
Mr. Qin, you must be joking. For the military, that is a top-level dangerous nest.
I glanced at Xu Xiaodao and Jiang Xingyi. They both just came out of a tough fight. Their energy was obviously much more solid than before. This trip went pretty well. I told Lei Zhang, if you run into other beast nests at level 4 or above, just send us the coordinates directly.
As long as it doesn't mess up our plans, we'll take care of it.
Understood. I'll report your intentions to Command Along.
After the call ended, I looked at the black mist fading in the distance. The industrial park is just the start. There is still a ton of beast nests around Jiangzhou. For regular survivors, these places are death zones. But they're perfect for a training. But now isn't the time to keep hunting. Xu Xiaodao and Jiang Xingyi just went through a brutal fight, and their bottlenecks are loosening. So next, we need to turn these crystal cores into our own power. After we got back to Heishi base, I raised my right hand. The 9 dragons coffin on my back started warming up. The burial coffin began silently working. A shadow of the black coffin flickered behind me. Strands of dark mist were drawn out from the 3 level 4 crystal cores. All the beastly aura and violence were inside. If an ordinary awakener absorbs them directly, they'd have to rely on pure willpower. If they survive, their power grows. If not, the totem backfires. But in front of the 9 dragons coffin, all the pollution is just the perfect fuel. The black coffin trembled. All the impurities got swallowed up. The 3 remaining crystal cores looked way pure. I handed the 2 steel armor laser cores to Xu Xiaodao and gave the poison mist Spider Queen core to Jiang Xingyi. Xu Xiaodao took the cores and grinned.
Thanks, Brother Lai.
Thank you. Next. Second.
They both started absorbing the core's energy. Xu Xiaodao erupted first. The Erlang God totem on his right arm seemed to come alive. A thin crack opened up in the center of his forehead. A golden destructive third eye slowly appeared. Behind him, Erlang God's armored phantom grew even more solid. On the other side, Jiang Xingyi's transformation was even more dramatic. The crystal core in her palm was slowly purified and absorbed by the Lady of Night Heaven's totem. The green energy inside the crystal turned into strands of pure white light once inside her. The Lady of Night Heaven's totem on her back transformed into 6 bright energy wings. She formed a chilling divine black sword in her hand. Half an hour later, both of their energies skyrocketed. Xu Xiaodao opened his eyes first. Early stage of level 4, mid stage of level 4, late stage of level 4, finally stopped at the peak of level 4. Jiang Xingyi's power also rose steadily. Her Lady of Night Heaven's form grew even more real. Finally, she also stopped at the peak of level 4. Xu Xiaodao excitedly punched the ground. Boom! He made a shallow dent in the alloy floor.
Damn! So this is what peak level 4 feels like!
I feel crazy strong now!
Jiang Xingyi folded her wings and opened her eyes. She wasn't as showy as Xiaojiao, but she still had an obvious look of delight.
The purification field of the Lady of Nine Heavens just got 73 times bigger. If we ever face a big poison fog again, or toxic gas, or mind-corrupting beasts, I can protect a safe area.
I nodded, satisfied. At that moment, Lei Zhang's video call popped up again. He looked at the three of us, couldn't hide his shock. Mr. Qing.
South Suburb Industrial Park's high-risk nest is cleared today. Pressure at the North Camp dropped a lot. Commander Long sent his thanks. All right.
End of call. Xu Xiaodao stretched, rather like.
We're going out hunting again tomorrow.
I glanced at the scroll of beast alerts on the screen, and said,
No rush around Jiangzhou for now. Next, let's check out the other battle zones.
Inside the underground command room at Blackstone Base, the newly connected nationwide advanced beast surveillance network is rapidly flashing red alerts everywhere. Several high-risk nests around Jiangzhou have been cleared by us. Xu Xiaodao, Xingyi, Jiang Xingyi both broke through to level 4 peak during real combat, but that is nowhere near enough. On the screens, every major military zone in Dragon Nation is on full alert. Northern region, northwest, southern coast. Red alerts flashing all over the place. The most glaring one is the strange thunderclouds over the southwestern mountains. Xu Xiaodao chews on half a beef jerky, feeling chills down his spine.
Lai Jie, this is just insane! Jiangzhou just stabilized, and now other places are blowing up.
Jiang Xingyi stands in front of the giant screen, her eyes fixed on the southwest area. A flashing red dot there blinks rapidly. Each blink, the blue marker showing military defense lines nearby dims a bit more. She speaks in a low voice.
Something happened in the southwest.
Just as she finishes, the comms light suddenly flashes. Lei Zhang's video call comes through. He looks exhausted on screen. Battle suit stained with smoke and mud.
Mr. Qin, Southwest Battle Zone, requesting urgent backup.
Lei Zhang quickly pulls up frontline footage. Next moment, the giant screen switches to the feed of the southwest battlefield. It is a mountain city built against the hills. Thick thunderclouds hang over the city. Rain pours down in torrents, but that is no ordinary rain. The water's mixed with black mist pollution and bluish-purple arcs of electricity. It hits armored vehicles, making a harsh crackling noise. Flooded streets are now one huge conductive grid. Tank wrecks block the roadside. Frontline defenses are scorched black by thunderbolts. Countless soldiers brave the toxic thunderstorm, escorting survivors north toward the tunnel. The screen shakes. A young soldier carries an unconscious little girl. Rushing toward the evacuation truck, the girl's face is pale, arms clutching half a soaked, ruined toy doll. Quickly, let the kid get in first. As the soldier hands the girl into the truck, the water at his feet suddenly sparks bluish. Watch out. An older soldier dives over, grabbing the young soldier and shoving him toward the door. A split second later, lightning erupts. The old soldier's whole body is blasted away by thunder. Hai crashes hard into the rubble. His protective suit emits white smoke, but his fingers are still pointing firmly toward the convoy.
Don't stop. Get the kid out first.
The little girl inside the truck wakes up, leans on the window, watching the old soldier lying in the rain. She sobs so hard her voice goes hoarse. Uncle! Two covering soldiers jump out from behind cover, trying to drag the old soldier back, but the arcs in the water keep spreading wildly. One steps in. Sparks explode on his light armor. He drops to his knees. The medic shouts ice red.
Don't go in the water! The thunder zone is still hot!
The convoy commander squeezes his fist. Eyes bloodshot, but grits his teeth and orders. The last convoy keeps moving. Rear team go rescue. Medical crew prepare to support. No vehicle stops. It is not that no one wants to turn back, but the last trucks have wounded, have elders, and have kids. If the convoy stops, everyone will be swallowed by the thunder zone. Xu Xiaodao's jerky drops on the table. The smile on his face is completely gone. Jiang Xingyi's gaze turns cold. The screen pulls back further. At the city edge, a giant creature moves slowly through the ruins. It is over 80 meters long, shaped like a massive humanoid lizard, but way more vicious than any lizard. Its body is covered in blue-black thunder-striped scales. Every step it takes, electric cracks explode in the ground. An armored vehicle can't escape in time and gets smashed by its massive tail, rolling into a building. Then, the monster opens its huge jaws. Bluish-purple thunder plasma builds up deep in its throat. It spits the thunder plasma, blasting right through 3 buildings, landing at the front defense zone. A blazing flash spreads instantly. Fire lights up the whole ring curtain. Nearby defense devices fail one after another. Lei Zhang says in a deep voice.
Codename Thunderscale, giant lizard, currently estimated as level 6 basic beast. It crawled out from southwest Red Moon Rift Valley. Already crushed 3 defensive lines. At this rate, 15 minutes at most. Its thunder field will cover the last evac route.
On screen, 976 live signals. Pack dance along the north evac line. Each green dot is someone still not out. I stare at that thunder-scale giant lizard. Every time it spits thunder plasma, a bluish-violet glow flares beneath its chest. That place is most likely its core. At the same time, the 9 dragons coffin on my back starts warming up. Deep inside the black coffin, the first blood-red chain trembles slightly. It craves that crystal core. If we get it, the first chain will fully stabilize. Maybe even the second chain loosens. I slowly stand up.
I'll go.
Mr. Qin, thank you.
No need to say that. Protecting our country is our duty too. Let the convoy keep moving. I'll handle the thunder-scaled giant lizard. Focus all firepower on both sides of the evacuation route. Don't let any beasts break into the convoy.
Understood.
I check the battlefield map again.
Thunder-scaled giant lizard is an electric beast. Should have a natural thunder zone around it.
Keep drones away. Electronics entering the core thunder field are likely to fail instantly. Lei Zhang quickly writes notes. I turn to look at Xu Xiaodao and Jiang Xingyi. Xiaodao, Xingyi, let's go. Xu Xiaodao suddenly stands up.
Finally, we get to fight for real.
I'll handle cleaning Thunder Toxin Rain and protecting the wounded.
Thunder, Toxin Rain, Polluted Thunder Zone, Wounded Evacuation, all yours.
Got it.
3 minutes later, Blackstone Base's top armor slowly opens. A hypersonic military transport is parked on the platform, already waiting up there. Xu Xiaodao looks at the transport, then at me.
Lai Ji, we're all awakened now, and we still need a jet. Can't you just fly over yourself?
I can.
So why bother with the plane?
It is thousands of kilometers from Zhongzhou to the southwest. Plus there is black mist everywhere outside now. Thunderstorms and flying beasts. Long-range cross-sector flights. You drain too much energy. We've reached Battlefield 7. Are you planning to catch your breath for half an hour first? Or go in at full strength?
Better take the plane. The transport engine booms. The massive flame blasts out from Blackstone Base, cutting through the low black fog, and speeds off toward the southwest. Just over an hour later, the transport enters the edge of the southwest war zone. Out the window, the sky is a whole different color now. Heavy thunderclouds press down on the mountains. Rain pours down in sheets. Blue-purple arcs of lightning snake slithering through the clouds.
Mr. Chi, 30 kilometers ahead is a severe thunderstorm zone. Electronics are suffering intense interference. Any further, the transport risks crashing.
Open the door.
The hatch slowly opens. Cold rain and wild wind blast into the cabin. Far off Mountain City, already lit by flashes of lightning and fire. Xu Xiaodao walks to the hatch. He glances down from 1,000 meters up and grins white.
Now, this is how I make an entrance. Only fitting for me. Activate Nature Form.
Boom! The three-headed six-armed manager appears behind Xu Xiaodao. Fire-tipped spear, Qian Kunquan. The phantom Hang Qianling unfurls. Xu Xiaodao steps onto the windfire wings and leads out the hatch. A red blaze cuts through the storm. He is like a falling meteor, diving down towards southwest Mountain City.
Monsters! Here I come!
Jiang Xingyi's 6 wings spread wide. A holy light parts a clean gap in the rain and thunder. And I'm still by the hatch. 9 dragon coffin on my back hums slightly. Black gold energy forms at my feet. A moment later, I step out of the plane too.
Fierce winds slap my face.
The black fog swirls. I ride a black gold flow and dive from 1,000 meters high. Down below, southwest Mountain City is burning. The giant thunder-scaled lizard slowly rises at the city's edge. It seems to sense our arrival. 2 blue-purple eyes lock onto the sky, and blue-purple lightning churns in its mouth. Aimed right at the northern evacuation route.
Xingli.
Right. The last transfer vehicle hasn't entered yet. I stare at the level -6 beast below. My voice goes long. Southwest battlefield. We're here, above the Mountain City. Thunderclouds hang dangerously low. Rain pours like a tsunami from the sky, hammering shattered city ruins. Water mixes with black pollution and arcs of blue-purple lightning, sizzling on armored halls, sparking an awful screeching sound. Flooded streets are like a deadly live electric net. In the distance, each step the thunder-scaled lizard takes, lightning surges through the water, spreading out. The whole city feels trapped in one giant thunder prison. At the north evacuation entrance, 3 last convoys are stuck by the flood. The ambulance is shorted out. The people's bus is stuck in a collapsed section. Rear guard soldiers are repeatedly attacked by beasts. There are groans from the wounded. Kids cry. Soldiers shouting. Beasts roaring. All of it mixed with the sound of rain. Tear across the street about to be swallowed by lightning. Commander Liu stands beside the mobile command. His cap soaked through by rain. Can't even tell rain from sweat on his face anymore. Over the radio, frontline soldiers' voices are raw.
Commander, the lightning field's still spreading. Ambulance, won't start. The beast pack is pushing from the east ruin.
Liu squeezes the radio. His knuckles white.
How long for the last transport to reach the tunnel?
At least 12 minutes.
12 minutes, but the lightning field will swallow us if I let most. Liu's face shows the first hint of despair. Right then, a piercing sound splits the air above. Commander. High energy readings in the sky. Liu snaps his head up. Beneath the heavy cloud, 3 figures drop from above. The first is a dazzling white light. Jiang Xingyi's 6 wings unfurl. The celestial maiden form flickers behind her. She doesn't look at the thunder-scaled lizard, but immediately heads for the evac convoy, because someone there can't hold on much longer. A medic springs out from the ambulance, trying to drag a soldier out of the water, but a burst of blue-purple lightning grabs his leg. He freezes on the spot, and crashes to his knees in the water. Children inside the bus cry and scream, "Doctor!" The beasts are triggered by the lightning field, totally berserked. They just keep charging at the evac booth. Xu Xiaodao's blazing line is pressed back by the pack. 1 meter, 2 meters, 3 meters. A level -4 lightning armored beast charges through the flames and slams into Neizhang.
Bang!
Xu Xiaodao is knocked several meters back, right into the passenger bus. You can hear a kid coughing inside, holding it in. Xu Xiaodao glances at his numbed hands, then drives his spear hard into the ground. Crimson flames explode from the shaft.
Want to get past? Ask my spear first!
Boom! The Nessa foam flares again. 3 heads and 6 arms block the exit. The fire line blazes up, holding the beast 30 meters away. Liu snaps back to action and yells,
All support teams, secure the perimeter! Get the people to safety! Convoys, keep moving!
The critical evac route is actually being held by Jiang Xingyi and Xu Xiaodao.
A red spear of flame forms in his...
Behind him, the 6-armed nasal form appears again. Fire-tipped spear, Qian Kunquan, Heng Qianling. Phantoms shift between the 6 arms. He glances back at the convoy. Behind the windows, a little girl hugs a soaked doll tightly, her face all tears as she stares at it. Xu Xiaodao's smile fades for a second, then he turns away, facing the black mass of beasts.
Brothers of the Southwest, be back. Is yours. The monsters ahead are mine.
As soon as he says it, the winged fire wheels erupt. Xu Xiaodao turns into a streak of flame and charges into the pack. Wind and fire tear the sky. Both wheels spin along the ground, trailing burning lines. The beast's south front are split apart by the fire line. The flaming spear sweeps across. A thunder armor wolf is pierced through the skull. The universe ring smashes down. The mutant ape's shoulder bone shatters instantly. The whirling ribbon turns into a red streak. IT wraps around 3 beasts, lunging at the convoy, throws them hard back to the center of the ruins. But there are just too many beasts inside the ruins. Pairs of crimson eyes keep lighting up. The beasts are triggered by the thunder field. They've totally lost control. They rush the evacuation path one after another. Xu Xiaodao's fire line is forced back by the beast horde. 2 meters, 3 meters. A level 4 thunder armor beast charges through the flames, slams right into Nature's avatar. Bang! Xu Xiaodao is knocked back several meters. Right behind him is the evac transport. Children cry and elderly cough quietly inside the cabin. Xu Xiaodao looks down at his numb hands from the impact. Then he slams the flaming spear into the ground. Red flames burst out along the spear.
Want to get past? Ask this spear first. Boom.
Nature's avatar opens again. 3 heads and 6 arms block the evacuation path. The red fire line burns once more, holds the beast horde 30 meters away. Liu reacts immediately. He roars.
All support units, help stabilize the perimeter. Secure everyone into the safe zone. Convoy, move out.
The evacuation path almost collapsed. Was somehow held together by Zheng Xingyi and Xu Xiaodao. But the real threat isn't the beasts. It is that 80-meter thunder beast at the city edge. A streak of black gold energy falls from the sky. I land at the end of the city's main road. The concrete cracks under my feet. Rainwater bursts away from the energy shockwave, forming a brief vacuum zone around me. I slowly look up. In the distance, the thunder-scale giant lizard stares at me. Its massive body lowers slightly. Blue-violet lightning flows wild between its scales. My shadow is reflected in its vertical pupils. 9 dragon coffins phantom floats behind me. 9 dark dragon shadows open fiery red eyes. The ancient black coffin crushes the space. The thunder-scale giant lizard stops moving for the first time. It senses a threat. Not just ordinary prey, but the pressure from a forbidden totem. Liu sees the 9 dragon coffin behind me. His breath catches.
This is Mr. Qing from Jiangzhou.
The thunder-scale lizard suddenly looks up, roars shattering the curtain of rain. Roar! All the glass in the mountain city shatters from the wall. Thunder clouds churn. Blue-violet lightning drops from the clouds. It gathers above its head. It opens its massive jaws. A terrifying mass of thunder energy forms deep in its throat. But this time, it is not aiming at me. It is targeting the northern evacuation route. Liyue's face changes instantly.
It is going after the convoy. Xu Xiaodao quickly turns his head. Zheng Xingyi's Xuan woman domain is still pressing on the thunder field, so there is no time to evacuate.
My eyes darken. I stomp my foot. I instantly sidestep over, blocking between the thunder-scale lizard and the evac route. The thunder mass blasts out. A thick blue-violet thunderbolt tears through the rain, strikes straight at me. I raise my right hand. The Pangu tattoo on my chest glows dark gold. A Pangu shadow appears behind me. Not big, just dozens of meters tall, but it radiates ancient mighty aura. A crushing heaviness. I clench my fist. The Pangu shadow copies my movement. Pangu, break the lightning. Next second, I throw a punch. The Pangu shadow punches at the same time. My fist collides head-on with the thunder energy. Blue-violet lightning and dark gold force explode in midair. The whole street lights up like daytime. A terrifying shockwave sweeps all around. Rain gets blown into white mist. Abandoned cars on both sides are tossed away. Liu and the nearby soldiers grip cover tight, barely stay upright against the blast. Most of the thunder energy is blasted away. Remaining arcs spread out in the water. Blocked 3 meters out by 9 dragon coffins black gold energy. I glance at my slightly numb right hand. This level 6 beast is even tougher than the Seabone dragon. The thunder-scale giant lizard sees its thunder attack blocked, and its fierce glare is even more intense. It suddenly pushes off with all 4 limbs. Its massive body like a moving mountain charges straight at me. Every step it takes, the road caves in under its weight. Lightning markings spread into the ground. All the water starts glowing blue-violet instantly.
Qinlai, it is spreading the thunder field.
Mr. Qin, everything electronic in this zone is dead. Anyone close gets knocked out.
I don't back off. Instead, I step forward. Thunder field. 9 dragon roars sound off behind me. The phantom of the 9 dragon coffin becomes solid. 9 black dragons coil in the sky, dragging the black coffin to crush the whole street. 9 dragons suppress. Boom! The black coffin phantom shakes slightly. Forbidden pressure drops from the sky, slams onto the thunder scale giant. Lizard's huge body. Its charge halts suddenly. Legs sinking to the ground. The thunder field spreading wildly is pressed down by some force. Arc spread slows down instantly. It worked. A hint of joy flashes in Leo's eyes. But right then, thunder-scale giant lizard's body lights up with lightning. Blue-violet sparks burst from its scales. It resists the coffin's pressure and forces its head up. Roar! With a roar, it takes another step forward. The ground collapses underfoot. My eyes narrow a bit. Level 6 beast really isn't easy to suppress. The black coffin behind me opens slightly. A black chain emerges from the coffin, wrapping around the thunder-scale lizard's call. The lizard senses the danger, whips its tail suddenly. Lightning sweeps out from the giant's head. If it hits the evac route, it'll toss dozens of armored vehicles. I grab tight. The chain pulls taut instantly. Stop right there. The chain wraps the giant head. Lightning bites back along the chain. My arm goes numb. The black coffin trembles softly. Burial coffin devour. Activate all incoming thunder energy. It's swallowed right up by the coffin. The thunder scale giant lizard gets dragged off course by the chain. Its tail sweeps past the edge of the evacuate. Rumble. A row of abandoned buildings is smashed in half. But the evacuation convoy was spared. Xu Xiaodao saw this from afar. He couldn't help but shout.
Lai Ji is incredible.
Lai Ji is badass. Lai Ji is badass.
I didn't answer, because the thunder-scaled behemoth was completely enraged. It opened its massive jaws. All the lightning patterns on its body lit up. The thunder clouds in the sky started swirling while blue and purple lightning converged from all directions.
Lai Yu commanded, it is absorbing all the leftover energy from the city's power grid. The lightning field expanded. It is about to blow up the whole city.
Mr. Qin!
Li Yue suddenly looked at me. I raised my head to look at the raging thunderclouds. The aura of the thunder-scaled behemoth keeps rising. Level 6, beginner. Near level 6, intermediate. This beast is trying to use the leftover power grid and thundercloud energy to trigger a burst of rage. I raised my right hand. Chains from the black coffin snaked out from the void. 1, 3, 5.
Finally,
9 pitch black chains stretched across the ray. They called toward the thunder-scaled behemoth. The thunder-scaled behemoth let out a deafening roar. The thunderclouds exploded. The entire southwest mountain city was lit up in blue and purple lightning. I stood right in the lightning's glow. 9 dragons dragging coffin pressed hard in the void behind me. Leo was just about to feel relief, but the next second, all the standing water in the city began to glow. The thunder-scaled behemoth wasn't trying to break free. It is using the lightning field to bypass me. Its target is still the northern evacuation route. 9 pitch black chains stretched out through the rain. The chains tore through the downpour, leaving black marks. The thunder-scaled behemoth roared at the sky. Its massive 80-meter long body thrashed wildly in the middle of the street. Blue-purple lightning poured from the gaps in its scales. The first black coffin chain wrapped around its left arm. The second chain locked its right arm. The third, the fourth stabbed into the ground like giant nails, piercing deep near its legs. The remaining 5 chains wrapped around its neck, tail, chest, and spine. The thunder-scaled behemoth broke free with force. Deep trenches were gouged into the streets. Abandoned vehicles were flung by shockwaves. Broken rebar trembled in the rain. Shattered buildings on both sides of the street wobbled. I stood in the pouring rain, slowly clenched my right hand. 9 dragons dragging coffin loomed in midair behind me. 9 black dragons bowed their heads. Scarlet dragon eyes locked strictly onto the thunder-scaled behemoth. Suppress! The black coffin's shadow shook violent. Boom! A forbidden pressure crashed down from above. I pressed hard onto the behemoth's huge body. Its legs sank into the ground again. The lightning field that was spreading wild was stopped like by an invisible hand. The spread slowed down suddenly. Li Yue, commander of the Southwest Battle Zone, watched the scene. His pupils shrank intensely. It is held down. A nearby staff stammered nervously. Li Yue commanded. The pressure on the evacuation path eased up. The lightning spread slowed as well. Li Yue snapped back to himself.
All evacuation convoys! Speed up! Medical team! Move all the wounded into the purification zone! Rear guard! Pull back the defense lines!
Orders passed down fast. The nearly collapsed evacuation teams gradually restored order. Ambulances slowly started up. Civilian transfer vehicles with soldiers guarded inched toward the northern tunnel.
Inside, car 25, 70.
In the carriage, an elderly person held a child tight. The wounded pressed on their injuries. No one dared to speak loudly. Everyone knew if they'd make it out alive or not would be decided in these next few minutes, but I knew clearly the thunder-scaled behemoth hadn't hit its limit yet. Level 6 mutant beast can't be suppressed so easily. Sure enough, the next second, a surge of blue-purple light exploded from its chest. All its lightning patterns seemed to come alive. Rushing toward its chest, the body bound by 9 black coffin chains actually began to rise bit by bit. Terrifying lightning rebounded along the chains. My right arm went numb. Right after, half my body started feeling stiff from the electricity. This wasn't normal lightning. It was mixed with red moon corruption and beast willpower. A regular awakened user, hit by this lightning, their totem would instantly go haywire. I gritted my teeth, unsteadied my right arm. The black coffin behind me opened a crack. The coffin devourer activated. The thunder energy surging from the chain was sucked in before it could invade my body. Swallowed straight into the black coffin. Deep inside the coffin came a muffled roar, like some ancient being was chewing on the thunder. The first scarlet chain from the 9 dragons dragging coffin glowed even brighter. The thunder-scaled behemoth seemed to notice this. Its vertical pupil showed shock and anger for the first time. In that instant, it stopped struggling and suddenly opened its jaws wide, letting out an earth-shaking roar toward the sky. Thunderclouds churned. The rain suddenly grew fiercely. The rain that once fell on the ground now started to glow blue and purple. All the city's standing water was lit up by the lightning field at that moment. Street, sewers, collapsed structures, ruined power grid. Any leftover metal and water were now lightning conduits. Jiang Xingyi's face changed. Not good. The lightning field bypassed you and headed toward the evacuation route. I turned to look. Sure enough, even though the beast itself was trapped by my 9 dragon chains, the lightning field it released was using the rainwater to skirt the main battlefield, spreading toward the northern evacuation route. Blue-purple arcs spread wildly along the flooded streets. A few armored transporters had just passed the flooded zone. Their bodies shook violently. The headlights burst out instantly. The engines made screeching noises, stalled on the spot. As soon as the doors opened, 2 soldiers stepped out before Shen was struck by the arcs. Their bodies froze up and collapsed heavily into the water.
Vehicles, lost control!
The blood zone ahead was electrified. 2 soldiers' hearts stopped suddenly. The ambulance short-circuited.
Evacuation units went into chaos. Kids' cries echoed from inside the car. Weak, chaotic, but stabbed into everyone's ears like needles. Li Yue gripped the communicator tight. How many haven't crossed yet? There was a brief silence on the line. Then the adjutant's hoarse voice came through. 976 live signals. Still on the evacuation line. Among them, 312 are wounded and children. That number hit hard. The whole command channel went silent for a moment. The next second, the thunder lizard roared again. Rumble! The thunder field spread even faster. Blue-violet lightning raced across the water toward the convoy.
Hold the thunder field back! Don't let it break into the evac line! It is all wounded, and kids over there!
Jiang Xingyi didn't wait for orders. Her 6 wings snapped open behind her. She turned into a streak of pure white light, hovering above the convoy. Celestial Purity Domain. A white field burst outward. The moment the rain hit, the blue-violet arcs were ripped away. The black smog in the rain was cleansed into light white mist, but this time, it is not just thunder poison rain. This is a level -6 beast as Lilan Thunderfield. Jiang Xingyi had just pushed back the depot when her face went even paler. At the edge of the field, blue-violet lightning slammed crazily against the white barrier. Her 6 wings trembled. Even the feathers got singed black by thunder poison. Xingyi, the smile vanished from Xiao Xiaodao's. Jiang Xingyi didn't look back. She just gritted her teeth and said, I can hold on, but not for long. She could have shrunk the domain, just protected herself and the med truck, but that would mean the rear vehicles would be exposed to the thunder field, so she didn't shrink it. Instead, she gripped the celestial sword with both hands and forced the domain down into the water on the ground. White light spread out. The thunder field, deadly before, was beaten back to make a brief safe path. Convoy go. Move fast. A few medics rushed in, dragging down soldiers back to the trucks. The med vehicle finally started up again. The 2 rear CV buses also inched forward slowly. Wheels rolled through the water, stirring up rings of purified white mist. But just then, on the other side of the ruins, a horde of beasts went berserk from the thunder field, charging for the evac corridor. In the downpour, pairs of red eyes lit up in the rubble. Low growls crowded together, crashing down like a wave. Xu Xiaodao wiped rain off his face. The measure tattoo on his left arm flared red.
Xi Yi, hang in there! Leave these to me!
Don't let them break into the domain.
As long as I'm here, none of them get through! Boom!
Winged fire wheels blazed under his feet. Red flames ripped apart the ring. Neza's 3-headed 6-armed foe rose behind him. Fire-tip spear, cosmic ring, silk sashes all lit up at once. Xu Xiaodao took a step forward, blocking the evac corridor head-on. First, Thunder Beast lunge. He speared it through the chest. The second, the third tried to circle to the convoy. Cosmic ring smashed down hard, slamming a beast into the ground. Silk sash wrapped another beast and whipped it back to the horde. But there were just too many. A great -4 Thunder Beast burst out from the ruins, lightning swirling all over it, slammed straight at Nesh's battle form. Bang! Xu Xiaodao was smashed backwards several meters. The winged fire wheels flickered in the toxic range. He bent his knee, almost went down. Right behind him, a CV bus rolled by slowly. Through the window, a little girl pressed her face to the glass, tears still on her cheeks. She didn't know who Xiaodao was. Just that the die covered in fire was blocking the monsters. Xu Xiaodao saw her out of the corner of his eye and clenched his teeth.
You wanna get through? Dream on!
He stabbed the fire-tipped spear hard into the ground, forcing himself to stop sliding back.
For me! Don't even think about passing!
Neja's battle form surged again. A band of red flame cut across the corridor. The beast horde was stopped 30 meters away. Li Yue's eyes filled with tears. He yelled into the convoy.
All firepower! Pin the beasts down for me! Don't let them near the domain! The last convoy kept moving!
Artillery rolled again. The last heavy machine guns, grenade launchers, rocket launchers all opened fire. A wall of steel and flame in front of Xu Xiaodao.
On the other side,
I looked up at the thunder lizard. It was pinged by black coffin chains, but still sucking power from thunderclouds. And the city's old wire, the trapped lightning under its chest, was getting blinded. Jiang Xingye can't last much longer. Xu Xiaodao can't either.
Mr. Cheng, the last bus isn't in the tunnel yet. It is full of wounded and kids. 40 more seconds.
40 seconds. I watched the blue-violet thunderbolt forming in the lizard's jaws. 10 seconds tops. It'll go off. If that hits, the whole evac corridor gets swallowed. The entire evacuation route will be swallowed by the minefield. Jiang Xingye's voice comes through.
Qinlai, I can hold on for 10 more seconds. Tops.
Xu Xiaodao grits his teeth and roars. Lie! The last car hasn't made it in yet. It feels like all the sounds on the battlefield fade away in that moment. What I can hear is just the rain pounding, thunder rumbling, children crying, and the deep booming from the heart of the black coffin.
10 seconds. It is not enough. Then finish it in 1 second.
10 seconds. That is Jiang Xingyi's absolute limit for holding the Xuanyu Sanctuary. 40 seconds. That is how long the last transport takes to enter the North Tunnel. Meanwhile, the thunderbolt inside the thunder-scaled giant lizard smoke is stretched to its max. Blue-violet lightning fills the whole evacuation route with light. In that instant, the whole battlefield feels like someone hit mute. The heavy rain keeps pouring. The beasts are still roaring, and the cannons keep booming. But everyone can't help staring at that thunderbolt that is about to explode. Once it drops, the last convoy will be swallowed by the minefield. Jiang Xingyi's sanctuary will shatter. Xu Xiaodao's front line will be blown open. Those 900 people still outside the town, none of them will make it out. Li Yue grips his communicator tight. His voice is so hoarse it is barely recognizable. The last transport. How far is it from the tunnel? A recipe response comes over the communicator. 200 meters left. 200 meters. Normally that is just a couple taps on the gas. But now, the street is collapsing. Floodwater is electrified. The vehicle is crawling forward through the rubble, inch by inch. Behind the window, that little girl is still pressed to the glass. She clings to her rain-soaked stuffed doll, staring blankly outside. She doesn't know what the blue-violet lightning overhead means. She just knows all the adults are yelling for the car to hurry up, and the big brother blocking the monsters with his body is still standing in that storm. Jiang Xingyi floats above the convoy. Her 6 wings are starting to tremble. The Shuanyu Sanctuary shrinks under the lightning's assault. At the edge of the pure white field, blue-violet arcs bite over and over like venomous snakes. Her fingers holding the Shuantian sword turn pale. The wingtips are scorched by the toxic lightning, but she still doesn't retreat one bit. She glances down at the transport below. Her voice is soft, but unshakable. Hold on 10 more seconds. Just 10 seconds. At this moment, she raises the Shuantian sword again. Xuanyu Sanctuary. Activate again.
Boom!
The white domain expands suddenly. Toxic rain and lightning are forcibly purified. Arcs in the flooded streets are pushed down. But the cost is, her face goes instantly pale. Meanwhile, Xu Xiaodao stands in front of the beasts. His nasal form is cracked from impacts. The fire tips pierce shadow flickers. The wind fire wheels spin slower in the toxic rain. Yet the beast horde doesn't shrink. It is getting crazier as the giant lizard ramps up, even more wild. A level 4 thunder armored beast charges through the artillery and slams hard into Xu Xiaodao's Neja body. Xu Xiaodao is pushed back half a step. The concrete explodes beneath him. He clenches his teeth hard and plunges the fire-tipped spear into the ground. He looks up at the black mass of beast's head. His usual grain is gone. All that is left is fierce determination.
3 heads and 6 arms. Go!
Neja's avatar spreads all 6 arms, sweeping with the fire-tipped spear. The universe ring smashes down. The chaos silk wraps around the fastest beast and hurls them back into the rubble. But Xu Xiaodao's own mouth bleeds a bit. He looks back at the transport behind him. That vehicle, still some distance from the tunnel entrance. Lai Ji, he shouts for its roar. The last car hasn't made it in yet. I hear you. I see it too. The last transport. The thunderbolt in the giant lizard's mouth. The barely holding Shuanyu Sanctuary. Nash's body nearly at its limit and out in a storm. Over 900 lives pushed to the edge. I look up at thunder-scale giant lizard. That brute is staring right back. Its slit pupils are full of rage and madness. The thunderbolt inside is squeezed to the max. Next second, it is about to unleash. 10 seconds isn't enough, so let's finish it in one. I raise my right hand.
9 dragons.
Skylock, go! The giant lizard's massive body is forced down. It thrashes wildly. Lightning bites back along the chains. My right arm goes numb. Half my body feels pierced by thunder. Deep in the black coffin, a heavy rumble echoes. Like even the 9 dragons drawing coffin is shaken by this level 6 beast as thunder power. Next second, the giant lizard jerks his head up. Crack! One of the black coffin chains is shattered by its sheer force. The Pango tattoo on my chest glows with dark gold. That light isn't blinding, but feels so heavy it could crush the heavens. The Pango shadow behind me slowly looks up. This time, the figure isn't blurry anymore. Muscles ripple. An ancient aura fills the air, like a giant from primordial chaos. In his hand, the mighty heaven, splitting axe solidifies. On the blade, dark gold sacred patterns light up one by one. Rain pours around Pango's shadow, but as it approaches, it turns to mist by the force. The giant lizard senses danger. It tries to unleash the thunderbolt early, but 9 black dragon shadows grow at once. 9 chains hold its arms and legs tight. Neck and chest bones. Even though the chains glow red from the lightning, they don't loosen a bit. I step forward. The rain is pushed aside. The flood water explodes. I turn into a dark gold streak, rushing at the lizard's chest. Right here, the thunder patterns are densest. That is the energy core. The thunderbolt in the lizard's mouth is out of control. Blue-violet light almost blinds me. I raise my right fist. Pango's shadow behind follows with the axe. My voice is low.
Pango. Split the heavens!
Boom! I punch forward. Pango's shadow swings the axe at the same moment. The dark gold axe slash rips the storm, cleaves to the lightning. Heaven and earth are split wide open. The axe crashes onto the lizard's chest. Crack! The nearly unbreakable thunder pattern scares. Finally shatter completely. Blue-violet lightning gushes from the cracks. The giant lizard lets out a deafening scream. The thunderbolt it hadn't released yet loses control. It exploded right in its throat. Boom! Terrifying lightning shot back at us. The whole street lit up blinding white. The glass in the nearby ruined building shattered. The water on the ground instantly turned into thick white mist. 9 dragons' coffin suddenly yanked hard. A shadow of the black coffin appeared behind me. Black gold energy shielded my whole body. I forced the shockwave to stop 3 feet away, but the impact still made my chest drop. The ground under my feet sank again. I didn't stop, and I couldn't stop. Black coffin chains shot out from thin air. 1, another one, 2, 3. They all stabbed into the cracks in the giant lizard's chest bone. Burial coffin devours. The black coffin suddenly cracked open. A terrifying suction erupted. Below the lizard's chest bone, that level 6 crystal core wrapped in blue violet arms was yanked right out of its armor by the chains. The moment the core ripped free, the lightning patterns covering the beast quickly faded. Its massive body froze in place. The next second, it started convulsing wildly. It still tried to break free. It still wanted to roar, but after losing its crystal core, all the lightning faded fast. In the end, its huge body crashed to the ground. Boom! The 80-meter giant smacked into the flooded street, sending up waves of dirty water. The whole city seemed to shake. The blue-violet lightning in the thunderclouds quickly faded. Rain still poured down, but the poison in the ring was much weaker. Jiangxing Divine Maiden Domain finally stabilized. In front of Xu Xiaodao, the beast horde looked lost, starting to retreat in chaos. Off in the distance, the last transport truck finally made it into the northern tunnel. Its wheels splashed through the water as it vanished into the tunnel's shadows. Behind a window, a little girl pressed against the glass. She couldn't see my face clearly, just saw that in the downpour. A black figure was standing in front of the giant beast's corpse. She raised her little hand and waved hard. I didn't respond. I just watched the truck disappear into the darkness of the tunnel. Only then did I slowly open my clenched fist. My right arm was still numb. My chest ached faintly. On my chest on the Pango tattoo, an inch of dark gold marking quietly turned gray. My face didn't change, but I knew deep down that attack came with a price. For now, I couldn't force out Pango's power again, or the totem backlash would be serious. I stood in front of the thunder lizard's fallen head. The black coffin chains withdrew. The level 6 lightning core floated in my palm. Blue-violet lightning jumped inside the core. On my back, the first crimson chain of 9 dragons. Coffin glowed bright. It fully lit up. The second chain even trembled deep in my soul. Far away, the soldiers on the evacuation route were dead silent first, then burst out in deafening cheers. Xu Xiaodao let go of his Neja mode, slumped on the ground, gasping for air. He almost couldn't take it anymore. But
that felt awesome.
Jiang Xingyi withdrew her divine maiden domain. Her white wings slowly folded. She looked pale, scorch marks from electric poison still on the wings' edges, but her eyes stayed clear. The evacuation tunnel was secured. Li Yue stood by the command trap, staring at the thunder lizard's corpse. Rain ran down his cheeks. I pocketed the level 6 lightning core and looked at Li Yue. Don't thank me yet. The king beast is dead, but not all the monsters are gone. Keep evacuating the civilians. Wipe out any remaining beasts. Xu Xiaodao gripped his fire spear again and climbed to his feet. Got it! Jiang Xingyi formed her sword again. White wings spreading wide. I stood beside the dead thunder lizard. 9 dragons' coffin shadowed out slowly behind me. In the pouring rain, the black coffin straight across the air. The remaining monsters seemed to sense something. They all growled low in fear. In the next second, the 3 of us charged into the beast horde again. The moment the thunder lizard fell, the thunder field shrouding the whole city faded fast. Rain still hammered the ruins, but the blue-violet sparks in it were much weaker. The army's fire control system, paralyzed by the thunder field, started recovering bit by bit. On the comm channel, static noise faded away and was replaced by tense, trembling status reports.
Comms are back. East defense line is back on the command channel. The last transport trucks have entered the North Tunnel's main city evacuation is complete.
Hearing that last line, Liu opened his eyes and took a long deep breath. This war zone commander who'd been up all night finally relaxed his shoulders a bit, but before he could really let down his guard, a wave of hissing suddenly rose in the ruins. Now the thunder field was gone with the lizard's death. The monster's suppression was gone too. Some of the lesser beasts it once controlled were totally out of control. Some started fleeing all over. Others were made even crazier by the flood and the red mold. They had no goal anymore, just instincts left, and instinct drove them to attack the nearest humans. North Tunnel entrance, that way, was just where the last evac convoy had gone.
Tons of monsters were closing in on the tunnel. The outer defenses were under heavy pressure. Rear squads requested support.
My just relaxed fist clenched again.
All support teams, hold the perimeter. Medics, escort the wounded out. Rear units, maintain order.
Before I'd finished, the ruins ahead exploded. Dozens of mutant beasts burst out of the collapsed buildings. Xu Xiaodao had just released his Neja, still sat by the ruins, panting. When he saw this, he cursed under his breath.
Man, they just won't let us breathe even for a second.
He grumbled, but still leaned on his spear and stood up. His Neza tattoo glowed again on his left arm, but this time, the wind-fire wheel aura was not as steady. Jiang Xingyi landed next to him, a few scorched marks still on her 6 wings. Her face was much paler, but she still gripped her divine sword.
Xiaodao.
Xingyi, can you still fight?
Lai Jie, that kinda hurts to hear. If I can move, I can fight!
I'll take the tunnel entrance.
Xu Xiaodao's wind-fire wheel burst into flames, and he turned into a streak of red fire, blocking the tunnel entrance ahead. Neja, wind and fire wheel. 2 blazing wheels spin close to the wet ground. Steam explodes into white mist. The leading dozen or so low-level beasts are forcefully split apart by the fire trail. Jiang Xingyi stands at the tunnel entrance. Heavy rain pounds down on her, but within 3 feet, it is scattered by pure white light. A few mutated beasts carrying thunder poison try to get past Xu Xiaodao and lunge at the tunnel from the side. Jiang Xingyi's eyes turn cold. Xuan Yu's pure domain. A field of white light spreads out instantly. The thunder poison is forcefully stripped from those monsters. They freeze for a moment. Jiang Xingyi steps forward once. Her figure sweeps through the rain like moonlight. 9 heavens purify sword. The Shuntian divine sword flashes out. A white sword beam. The light streaks across the tunnel entrance. A few mutated beasts are cut in half with 1 strike. Their internal corruption barely has time to spread before it is all purified into white smoke. I stand next to the thunder scale lizard's body. A shadow of 9 dragon coffin slowly appears behind me. A black coffin floats above. 9 black dragons lower their blood-red eyes. The remaining beast horde senses the forbidden pressure and clearly slow down. Some low-level beasts even instinctively want to retreat. I raise my hand. Chains from the black coffin reach out from the void. A level -4 thunderbone lizard trying to circle behind gets instantly snared by the chain. Aiki struggles wildly. Thunder bursts from the bone spikes on its body, but this bit of electricity can't make a ripple in front of the black coffin. The burial coffin gives a soft tremor. The lizard's lightning energy is forcefully suppressed. I step forward, appear above its head. The pango tattoo on my chest glows faintly, but just as it lights up, a tearing pain hits my chest. My brow furrows ever so slightly. I can't use the pango power anymore, at least not right now. So I pull it back and use the 9 dragon chains to pin it. The huge thunderbone lizard is smashed straight into the ground. I casually take its crystal and put it into my storage space. I glance at the battlefield. The beast horde is in chaos. Xu Xiaodao seizes the moment. His winged fire wheels burst out again. He sweeps his fire-tip spear through the beasts. Jiang Xingyi's 9 heaven sword follows right after. A white sword beam tears through the rain, completely purifying the lingering corruption. 10 minutes later, the last wave of beasts charging the tunnel are all wiped out. The battlefield finally goes quiet. Only the sound of heavy rain hitting the ruins remains, and faint cries from deep in the tunnel. Heavy breathing and relieved whispers. In the comms, the deputy speaks with a clear tremor.
Commander Liu, final evac convoy confirmed safe. Main city evacuation is complete.
Liu stands in the pouring rain, opens his eyes. Right then, his hand gripping the radio finally relaxes. He doesn't cheer. He just says quietly,
Good.
Count the casualties. Reform the defense line. Stay alert.
Just then, rushed footsteps come from the tunnel. Several medics run out with a stretcher. Lying on it It's the old soldier who saved the little girl earlier. His suit is scorched black from lightning, his chest heaving sharply, face ashen. The little girl follows beside the stretcher. She is wrapped in a military blanket, still holding her soaked rag doll. She is running, crying and asking,
Is Uncle going to die?
The medics don't answer, because they're not sure either. The soldier was hit too long by lightning. His heart beats very faint. Jiang Xingyi glances over and walks up. She doesn't say anything, just raises her hand. A gentle white light streams from the Xuannu totem, falling on the old soldier's chest, forcing out the thunder poison bit by bit. The old soldier's pale face regains a little color. A medic looks up sharply. Heart beats back. The little girl is stunned. Then she clutches her doll tight and bows deeply to Jiang Xingyi.
Thank you, big sister.
Jiang Xingyi pauses a moment. Her usually cold eyes soften a bit.
Go. He needs more treatment.
The little girl nods hard and follows the medics back into the tunnel.
Now this feels like victory.
I don't say anything, but I get what he means. Killing the Thunder Scale Lizard is just a battle. Making sure these people get out alive, that is real victory. Li Yue takes a deep breath, looks away. He pulls up his tactical tablet, brings up a high-altitude scan. On the screen, deep in the southwest mountains, a black and red rift stretches several kilometers, like a torn open eye. Sitting among the mountains, thick black mist surrounds it. Red flashes flicker deep within from time to time.
Mr. Che, the Thunder Scale Lizard crawled out from here. The military's calling it the Red Moon Rift. For now. Before that, lots of low-level beasts already poured out. Now that the Beast King is dead, things are calm at the rift for now.
But we all know it is only temporary.
I study the map. The 9-dragon coffin behind me starts to heat up. Not too strong, but I can feel it.
This Red Moon Rift should be another abnormality from the Red Moon disaster. Like Sky City over the East Sea. They're both nodes in the Red Moon crisis. Just not as high level as the one in the east. No need to go into the rift for now. Block off the area first. Set up monitoring stations. If there is energy readings above level 6, report to Blackstone Base immediately.
Got it.
Just then, Lei Zhang's video call comes in. On screen, Lei Zhang's clearly been watching the southwest front. Seeing both me and Li Yue still standing, he visibly relaxes.
Mr. Qing. Commander Li Nian, what is the situation in the southwest sector?
Main district evacuation complete. Level 6 Thunder Scale Lizard confirmed dead. Remaining beasts cleared out. Defense line being rebuilt.
Good. Excellent.
He looks at me next and speaks seriously.
Mr. Chen, Marshal Long is waiting for the battle report at Command Center in Beijing. This fight isn't just about the southwest front. Every surviving defense zone across the country is watching. After the Jiangzhou battle, many knew you were strong, but this time, it is different. You responded to the Army's call on your own and crossed fronts to help the Southwest. It means a lot. But this battle in the Southwest, to outsider, marks Blackstone Base officially joining the Dragon Nation's defense operations. That is really important for keeping morale steady. I nodded.
How should we report it? You guys handle it.
Just don't exaggerate. The military held the city front. I just dealt with the high-level beasts. Lai Zhang's expression turned serious.
Understood. That is what Commander Long wants to.
The communication feed switched. Kyoto Command Center. On a huge digital screen, the Southwest Warzone update just came in. Level 6 Thunder. Scaled Giant Lizard confirmed dead. Evacuation of the main city area completed. Blackstone Base assisted successfully. Everyone in the hall went silent for 3 seconds. Then countless eyes looked up at once. Someone clenched their fist. Someone let out a deep breath. Someone just stared at the blurry image of the beast's kill and didn't speak for a long time. At the top command table, Commander Long stood before the screen. He looked at the dark silhouette in front of you, stayed silent for a while, then only said one sentence.
From today on, Blackstone Base is listed in the Dragon Nation's highest tier combat team roster.
At the same time, Northern Defense Line, a bloated commander, was listening to his subordinate report.
We held the line.
Blackstone Base is Chin Lai. Killed. A level 6 beast. Good. Tell the frontline brothers. Level 6 beasts aren't impossible to kill.
Southern Coast, a retreating defense zone got the news, and their low morale instantly jumped back up. Southwest held firm. The level 6 beast has been slain. The news spread through military channels like wildfire to every war zone. Countless survivors heard for the first time that outside Jiangzhou, in the southwest battlefield, the group called Blackstone Base actually crossed war zones and slayed a level 6 beast. The victory didn't just save one mountain city, but gave all war zones new hope. After the call ended, Xu Xiaodao walked over. Exhausted, he dropped onto a smashed concrete block, wiped the rain off his face.
Lai Ji, I'm really wiped out this time. The Nezha war form looks awesome, but man, it is hard work.
Jiang Xingyi landed on the ground too.
We kept the evacuation route safe, so you two deserve a lot of credit, especially you, Xiaodao.
Xiaodao.
Of course, I'm good enough to handle things solo.
As long as you don't get knocked down by 3 Thunder armored beasts again.
It was just almost, wasn't it?
From the Southwest Command. Extra thanks.
I'll take it. Then I glanced at the box. No need for formalities. These crystal cores aren't much use to me, but they're still useful for Xu Xiaodao and Jiang Xingyi. They can be filtered through the coffin and used for further training.
I stored the box in my companion space. Xu Xiaodao's eyes lit up when he saw it.
Lai, Ji, can these help me and Xingyi level up?
After they're filtered, I'll share whatever you two can absorb. Anything extra, we can trade with the military for more resources. Xu Xiaodao grinned wide.
You're always generous, Lai Ji.
Jiang Xingyi said softly.
If not for my lightning toxin cleanse, you would have been paralyzed 3 times.
Xingyi, you're getting better and better at roasting me.
I watched the two banter, felt rare lightheartedness. The southwest battle was dangerous, but it turned out well. Thunderscale giant lizard is dead. Main city evacuation is done. Blackstone base and the military really teamed up. More importantly, I got the level 6 Thunder Crystal Core. The second lock on the 9 Dragons coffin is starting to loosen, but I didn't refine it right away. This isn't the right spot. Level 6 cores have way too much violent energy. Gotta return to Blackstone base and handle it in the core chamber. I looked up at the distant southwest mountains. Red Moon Valley flickered in the deep dark mist, still hiding more secrets. But right now, it is not time to go deeper. I turned to Liyue.
Southwest command is yours for now. Keep the valley perimeter locked down. Don't rush in too deep.
Got it.
I turned to Xu Xiaodao and Jiang Xingyi. Let's go. Xu Xiaodao blinked. We're heading back already.
Back to Blackstone base to refine the crystal core and see if we can open the coffin's second lock.
Second lock. Jiang Xingyi looked at me too. I didn't explain much, just looked up at the thinning thunderclouds. The rain was easing up, but the sky far away was still dark from the red moon. This disaster is nowhere near over. Inside Blackstone base's underground command room, the newly connected National High-Tier Monster Monitoring Network was flashing red alerts non-stop. The high-risk nests around Jiangzhou have been cleared by us. Xu Xiaodao and Jiang Xingyi hit peak level 4 in actual combat, but that is still far from enough. On the screen, all Dragon Nation war zones are in crisis. Northern border, northwest, southern coast, red alerts everywhere. The most glaring one is the thundercloud above the southwest mountains. Xu Xiaodao chewed half a beef jerky stick. Got goosebumps watching.
Lai Jie, this is nuts. Jiangzhou just stabilized, and now everywhere else is blowing up again.
Jiang Xingyi stood in front of the giant screen, eyes locked on the southwest area. A bright red dot flashed rapidly over there. Every flash, the blue markers for the military defenses dimmed a bit more. Her voice turned serious.
Something happened in the southwest.
As soon as she finished, the comm light suddenly lit up. Lei Zhang connected in over video. He looked exhausted on screen. His combat uniform was stained with gunpowder and mud.
Mr. Qin, Southwest War Zone, requesting urgent backup.
Lei Zhang quickly pulled up frontline footage. The next second, the giant screen switched to the real-time southwest battlefield. It was a mountain city built against the slope. Heavy thunderclouds pressing down overhead. Torrential rain poured, but it wasn't regular rain. It was mixed with black pollution and bluish-purple lightning arcs, landing on armored vehicles, making sharp crackling noises. The flooded streets turned into a huge electrical grid. Tank wrecks lay by the roadside. Front defense areas were scorched by thunderstrikes. Soldiers braved the toxic storm, escorting survivors to the northern tunnel. The camera shakes. A young soldier holds an unconscious girl, racing toward the evacuation vehicle. The girl's face is pale. She grips a rain-soaked ragdoll tightly.
Hurry!
Get the child on first. The soldier hands her into the truck, but blue sparks arc in the water below. Watch out! A veteran lunges forward from the side, shoving the young soldier toward the door. The next second, the arc explodes. The veteran is thrown by the lightning, crashing heavily into the ruin. His suit is smoking, yet his finger still points toward the convoy.
Don't stop. Get the children out.
The girl wakes up in the truck. She leans against the window, watching the fallen veteran in the rain, crying until her voice goes hoarse.
Uncle!
2 rear guards rush from cover, trying to drag the veteran back, but arcs in the water spread wildly. As one soldier steps into the water, his leg armor sparks and pops. He collapses hard into the flood. The medic rolls with bloodshot eyes.
Stay out of the water! The lightning field is still active!
The convoy commander clenches his fist, eyes red with grief, but he orders through gritted teeth. Evacuation convoy. Keep moving. Rear guard. Rescue the fallen. Medical team. Prepare to receive. No vehicle is to stop. It wasn't that no one wanted to turn back, but in those last few vehicles, there were the wounded, the elderly, and the children. If the convoy stopped, everyone would be swallowed by the field. Beef jerky falls from Xi Xiaodao's. The grin on his face completely vanishes. Jiang Xingyi's gaze also turns cold. The camera pulls back further. At the edge of the city, a massive beast crawls through the ruins. It is over 80 meters long, shaped like a bipedal giant lizard, but far more hideous than any reptile. Blue-black thunder pattern scales cover it. With every step it takes, the ground cracks with electric arcs. An armored car fails to escape, struck by the creature's massive tail, tumbling instantly into a building. Then, the monster opens its mouth. A mass of blue-purple lightning plasma gathers deep within its throat. The plasma spews out, piercing through 3 buildings, and hitting the forward defense zone. Blinding fire spreads instantly, lighting up the entire curtain of rain. Nearby defense systems fail one by one. Lei Zhang says solemnly.
Target code Thunderscale, Lizard, current wreck. Level 6, early phase. It emerged from the Red Moon Rift. 3 lines of defense are gone. At its current speed, in 15 minutes, its field will cover the escape route.
On the screen, 976 live signals are crowded on the northern exit line. Every green dot is a person who hasn't escaped yet. I stare at the thunder-scaled lizard. Every time it breathes lightning, a blue-purple glow shines under its chest. Right there is likely where its core is. At the same time, the 9 dragons coffin on my back warms, deep within the black coffin. The first crimson chain vibrates slightly. IT craves that crystal core. If I can get it, the first chain will be fully stabilized, and the second might even loosen. I slowly stand up.
I'll go.
Mr. Qin, thank you.
No need for that. Protecting the nation is our duty. Keep the convoy moving. I'll handle the lizard. Focus your fire on the exit flanks. Don't let the swarm hit the convoy.
Understood.
I look at the battlefield map again.
The beast is a lightning type, so a ley line field must have formed.
Keep drones away. Electronics in the core field will likely fail immediately. Lei Zhang records this quick. I turn to Xu Xiaodao and Jiang Xingyi. Xiaodao, Xingyi, let's go. Xu Xiaodao snaps to his feet.
Finally, a real fight for us.
I'll purge the rain and guard the wounded.
Toxic rain, the lightning field, and the evacuation. Handle those.
Got it.
3 minutes later, the Blackstone-based armor opens up. A military hypersonic transport is waiting on the platform. Xu Xiaodao glances at the plane, then looks at me.
Brother Lai, we're all awakened now. Why the plane? Can't you just fly there?
I can.
Then, why fly?
It is thousands of miles away. The air is full of dark mist, storms, and flying beasts. Long-distance flight drains too much. When we hit the battlefield, do you want to pant for half an hour or start at full power?
Okay, let's take the plane. The transport engines roar. The massive craft exits the base, tears through the low altitude, mist, and streaks toward the southwest. Over an hour later, we enter the southwest war zone. Outside the window, the sky has completely changed color. Heavy clouds press onto the mountains. A torrential downpour falls. Blue-purple arcs move like giant pythons, winding through the clouds.
Mr. Chin, 30 kilometers to the severe storm zone. Electronic interference is heavy. Any further, and the plane might crash.
Open the hatch.
The hatch opens slowly. Gales and freezing rain flood the cabin. The distant mountain city is lit by lightning and fire. Xu Xiaodao walks to the door, looks down from 1,000 meters, and grins.
This kind of entrance is worthy of me. 哪吒法相 Activate!
Boom! The three-headed, six-armed Neja appears behind Xu Xiaodao. The fire-tipped spear, the universe ring, and the sky-modeling damask unfold. Stepping on the wind fire wheels, he leaps out of the cabin. Red light cuts through the storm. He is like a burning meteor, diving toward the mountain city.
Hey, monsters! Your master is here!
Jiang Xingyi's six wings spread. Pure white light clears a zone in the rain. And I stand at the edge of the hatch. The dragon coffin formation on my back trembles slightly. Black gold energy gathers under my feet. The next second, I step out of the cabin too. A gust of wind hits me. Like mist swirls. I ride the black gold energy flow, diving from thousands of meters up. Below, the southwest mountain city is burning. The huge shape of the thunder-scaled lizard slowly rises on the city's edge. It seems to feel our arrival. Its blue-violet vertical pupils lock onto the sky. The blue-violet lightning in its mouth aims right at the northern evacuation route. On Singley Street, the last transport truck hasn't made it in yet. I look down at the level 6 mutant beast. My voice drops lower. Southwest battlefield. We're here, over the southwest mountain city. The thunder clouds press down heavy and low. Rain pours like it is flooding from the sky. It crashes onto the devastated ruins below. Rain mixes with black fog and blue electrical arcs, splattering on armored vehicles. A sharp sizzle rings out. Water pools on the streets, turning into a deadly live wire that could swallow anyone. In the distance, every step the thunder-scaled lizard takes sends blue-purple lightning streaking out through the water. The whole city feels trapped in a giant prison of thunder. At the entrance of the northern evacuation route, the last 3 convoys are still stuck by the floodwater. The ambulance shorts out. Civilians' transport is stuck in a collapsed section. Rearguard soldiers' trucks are attacked by beasts non-stop. Wounded groan. Children cry. Soldiers shout in anger, and mutant beasts screech, all tangled with the pouring rain. Ripping through this street about to be swallowed by the lightning. Li Yue, commander of the Southwest Front, stands beside a temporary command vehicle. His cap is soaked through by rain. It is hard to tell if his face is wet from rain or sweat. Over the comms, the frontline soldiers' voices are raw and hoarse.
Commander, the lightning field keeps spreading. The ambulance won't start. The beasts are pushing in hard from the ruins on the east.
Li Yue clenches the communicator tightly, his knuckles turning white.
How long for the last transport to make it into the tunnel?
At least 12 minutes.
12 minutes. But the thunder zone will swallow us in 5 at most. For the first time, Li Yue's eyes show helplessness. Right then, a piercing sonic boom rips through the sky. Commander, we've got a high energy signal up there. Li Yue looks up in shock. Beneath the thick thunderclouds, 3 silhouettes drop from the sky. The first to land blazes with a white glow. Jiang Xingyi spreads her 6 wings wide behind her. The spiritual form of the heavenly maiden flickers behind her. She doesn't look at the thunder-scaled lizard, but goes straight over the convoy. Someone there can't hold on any longer. A medic jumps off the ambulance, trying to drag a fallen soldier back from the water, but blue-violet arcs climb up his legs to the puddle. He stiffens up on the spot, collapsing heavily into the water. A child cries out in the truck. Doctor! The mutant beasts, driven mad by the lightning, have totally lost their minds. They keep charging for the evacuation passage. Xu Xiaodao's firewall is forced back by the beast pack. 1 meter, 2 meters, 3 meters. A level 4 thunder. Armor beast smashes through the flames, slamming right into the Neza avatar. Bang! Xu Xiaodao is knocked several meters back, with the transport truck right behind him. He hears children crying. An old man coughs inside. Xu Zhi lances down at his numb hands. Then he slams his spear into the ground. Scarlet flames explode down the shaft.
You want to get past? Ask my spear first! Boom!
The Neza avatar unfolds again. 3 heads, 6 arms blocking the passage. The scarlet firewall lights up again, forcing the beast pack 30 meters back. Li Yue reacts instantly and shouts.
All support teams, secure the perimeter. Get everyone into the safe zone. Convoy, keep moving.
When the passage was about to fall, Jiang Xingyi and Xu Xiaodao somehow held it together.
He forms a blazing spear in his...
And behind him, the Neza avatar, 3 heads and 6 arms, appears. Fiery spear, Qiankun ring, red silk ribbon. All 3 weapons flare in the avatar's hands. He looks back at the convoy, and through a window, sees a little girl hugging a soak doll, her face covered with tears. Watching him, Xiu's smile fades for a second. Then he faces forward again, looking at the dark beast horde charging in.
Brothers from the southwest, evacuating people is your job. The monsters in front are all mine!
As his words fall, his winged fire wheels burst into flames. Xiu turns into a trail of fire, rushing into the beast pack, wind and fire tearing up the sky. 2 wheels spin low along the ground, leaving long streaks of fire. The lead mutant beast is split off by the firewall. Xiu sweeps his spear, impaling a thunder-armored wolf. The Qiankun ring smashes down, crushing a giant ape's shoulder. Red silk bursts out like a flaming rainbow, snaring 3 beasts that leap at the convoy and throwing them back into the ruins. But there are just too many beasts. All around the ruins, dozens of red eyes glow in the dark. The mutant beasts, crazed by the lightning, have totally lost it, charging wave after wave at the passage. Shu's firewall is forced back again. 1 meter, 2 meters, 3 meters. A level 4 thunder. Armor beast crashes through the fire, slamming into the Nesha avatar. Shu is knocked back several meters. With the transport truck right behind him, he hears kids crying and an old man coughing inside. Shu glances at his numbed hands, then slams his spear into the ground again. Red flames erupt down the shaft.
You want to get past? Ask my spear first!
Boom! The Neza avatar spreads out again. 3 heads, 6 arms blocking the passage. The firewall reignites, forcing the beasts 30 meters back. Leo catches on at once and shouts,
All support teams, lock down the perimeter! Get everyone into the safe zone! Move the convoy!
The evacuation passage that was about to collapse is actually being held by Zhang Xingyi and Xu Xiaodao, but the real threat isn't the beast pack. At the edge of the city, that 80-meter-long lightning beast, boom! A stream of black gold energy fell from the sky. I landed at the end of the city's main road. The concrete beneath my feet cracked inch by inch. Rainwater blasted away from me by invisible force. A split-second vacuum formed around me. I slowly raised my head. In the distance, the thunder-scaled giant lizard stared at me too. Its massive body crouched lower. Streaks of blue-violet lightning danced wildly across its scales. Both slit pupils reflected my shadow. The phantom of the 9 dragons coffin slowly appeared behind. 9 black dragons with blood-red eyes emerged. An ancient black coffin hovered in the void. For the first time, the thunder-scaled giant lizard stopped moving. It sensed a threat. Not just the threat of prey, but the crushing force of a forbidden totem. Leo stared at the 9 dragons coffin behind me. He almost stopped breathing.
So that is the Mr. Qin from Jiangzhou.
The thunder-scaled giant lizard suddenly threw its head back and let out a roar that shattered the falling rain.
Roar!
The whole mountain city's glass exploded from that roar. Thunderclouds turned overhead. Blue-violet lightning streamed down from the clouds. I gathered atop the beast's head. It opened its massive jaws. A terrifying surge of lightning pooled deep in its throat. But this time, it wasn't aiming at me. It targeted the northern evacuation route. Leo's face changed.
It is going after the convoy. Xu Xiaodao whipped around. Lai! Zhang Xingyi Xuan! New domain was still pressing down on the lightning field. There wasn't time to retreat.
My eyes narrowed. I stomped my foot. Boom! I dashed sideways instantly, blocking the way between the thunder-scaled beast and the escape route. The lightning torrent exploded out. A blue-violet lightning pillar as thick as a barrel split the rain. It blasted straight at me. I raised my right hand. The Pango tattoo on my chest shone with dark gold light. A phantom of Pango appeared behind me. Not big, maybe a few dozen meters tall, but it carried an ancient, oppressive vibe, like it could crush anything. I formed a fist with my right hand. The Pango Phantom mirrored my move. Pang! Break the lightning. Next second, I threw a punch. The Pango Phantom punched at the same time. My fist clashed head-on with the lightning torrent. Blue-violet thunder and dark gold power exploded midair. The whole street lit up like noon. A shockwave swept out in all directions. The rain burst into white mist. Abandoned cars on both sides got thrown off the street. Leo and nearby soldiers clung tight to cover, barely holding on against the blast. Most of the lightning was shattered by force. Leftover arcs spread out through the rainwater, blocked 3 meters from me by the black gold aura of the 9 dragons coffin. I glanced down at my tingling right hand. This level 6 mutant beast, definitely trickier than the Seabone dragon. When the lizard saw its lightning stopped, the fury in its eyes grew even sharper. It suddenly powered forward, huge body moving like a mountain. It charged right at me. Every step it took, the street cracked and caved in. Lightning crawled from its scales into the ground. The water everywhere lit up blue-violet.
Jinlai.
It is expanding the lightning field.
Mr. Qin, all electronics in that zone are dead. Anyone who gets close will be knocked out by the lightning.
I didn't back off. I stepped forward instead. Thunderfield. 9 dragon roars sounded behind me all at once. The 9 dragons coffin phantom suddenly became solid. 9 black dragons circled in the air, pulling the black coffin to dominate the whole street. 9 dragons suppression. The black coffin phantom shuddered slightly. Forbidden power slammed down from above, crushing the thunder-scaled giant lizard's massive body. The beast froze mid-charge. Its limbs sank into the ground. The spreading thunder field seemed pinged by some force. The electrical arc slowed way down. It works. A glimmer of joy flashed in Leo's eyes, but the next second, the thunder-scaled giant lizard lit up with electricity all over. Blue-violet arcs shot out between its scales. It actually forced its head up against the 9 dragon's pressure, lifting its head by sheer force. With another roar, it took a step forward. The ground collapsed beneath it. My eyes focused a bit. Level 6 beast. No wonder it is so hard to suppress. The black coffin behind me cracked open a little. A pitch-black chain snaked out from the coffin, wrapping around the lizard's giant claw. The thunder-scaled giant lizard sensed danger and lashed its tail. A tail full of lightning swept right at me. If that hit the evacuation route, it'd flip dozens of armored vehicles for sure. I grabbed with one hand. The black chain snapped tight. Stay right there. Boom! The chain locked onto the massive tail. Lightning shot back down the chain toward me. My arm went a little numb, but right then, the black coffin quivered slightly. Coffin devour.
Activate.
That surging lightning power was forcibly swallowed by the black coffin. The giant lizard got pulled off course by the chain. Its tail scraped right past the edge of the evacuation route. Boom! A row of abandoned buildings was smashed in half, but the convoy made it out safe. Xu Xiaodao saw all this from afar, and couldn't help but shout.
Lai, Ji, that was awesome.
Lai Ji, that was awesome. I didn't answer, because the thunder-scaled giant lizard was totally enraged now. It opened its jaws wide, covered in blazing lightning patterns. The thunderclouds above began spinning like crazy. Bolts of blue-violet lightning gathered from all directions.
Command to pause. The city power grid's leftover energy is getting sucked in. The lightning field's expanding. It is about to blow up the whole city.
Mr. Qin!
Liu shot a look my way. I looked up at the swirling clouds. The beast's energy just keeps climbing. Level 6, low tier, almost at mid tier. This monster is actually using the whole city grid and thunderclouds to go berserk for a bit. I raised my right hand. Black coffin chains started emerging one by one from the void. 1, 3, 5, and finally 9 black chains tore through the rain, wrapping right at the thunder-scaled giant lizard. The beast raised its head and let out a sky-shaking roar. Thunderclouds roar. The entire southwestern mountain city is lit up by blue-violet lightning. At this moment, I stand right in the center of the lightning. 9 dragons dragging the coffin hover overhead behind me. Liu is just about to relax, but the next second, all the city's flood water lights up at once. The thunder-scaled behemoth isn't trying to break free. It is using the thunder field to go around me. Its target is still the northern evacuation hall. 9 black chains slice through the rain. The heavy rain tears open black scars along the chains. The thunder-scaled behemoth roars skyward. Its massive 80 meters long body twists wildly in the middle of the street. Blue-violet lightning bursts from gaps in its scales. The first black coffin chain wraps its left arm. The second chain locks its right arm. The third, the fourth is like a huge spike, hammering deep near its legs. The remaining 5 chains coil around its neck,
Its giant tail,
its breastbone and spine. Roar. The thunder-scaled behemoth struggles fiercely, carves deep trenches across the street. Abandoned cars are thrown by shockwaves. Broken rebar trembles in the rain. Damaged buildings on each side sway precariously. I'm standing in the storm, slowly clenching my right fist. 9 dragons and the coffin shadow float behind me. The 9 black dragons lower their heads, with blood-red eyes fixed on the thunder-scaled behemoth. Suppressed, the coffin shadow shakes abruptly. Boom! A surge of forbidden pressure falls from the sky and slams onto the behemoth's massive body, its feet sinking to the ground again. The previously wild thunder field feels like a giant invisible hand is holding it down. Its spread slows sharply. Liu Yue, commanding the southwestern battle zone, watches this. Pupils contract sharply. It is suppressed. The advisor beside him speaks with a tremble. Commander, evacuation route pressure is dropping. Thunder field expansion is also slowing. Liu snaps out of it.
Oh, evacuation convoys! Speed up! Medical unit! Move all wounded inside the purification field! Rear guard! Pull back the defense line!
Orders passed down one by one. The almost collapsed evacuation teams regain order at last. Medical vehicles start slowly. Transport vehicles for civilians under soldier protection inch toward the north tunnel. Inside car, 2576. In the carriage, elders hold their children tight. The wounded press their injuries. No one dares to speak loudly. Everyone knows whether they make it out alive depends on these few minutes, but I know well, the thunder-scaled behemoth hasn't hit its limit. A level 6 beast can't be stopped so easily. Sure enough, the next second, blue-violet glow flares under the behemoth's chest. Lightning markings across its whole body come alive, rushing into its chest. Its chained body actually lifts up bit by bit. Zaza! Terrifying lightning bites back along the chains. My right arm goes numb. Then, half my body stiffens from the shock. This isn't regular lightning. It is mixed with red moon pollution and beast willpower. If it was a normal awakened, this lightning entering their body would throw their totem into chaos instant. I grit my teeth, steady my right arm. The coffin shadow behind me cracks open. Burial coffin devours. The lightning energy flooding in along the chains doesn't get a chance to eat away at me. It is sucked into the black coffin. A deep rumble echoes from within, as if something ancient is chewing thunder. The first blood-red chain from the 9 dragons and coffin glows even brighter. The behemoth seems to notice this too. For the first time, its vertical pupils show anger and shock. In that instant, it quits struggling, suddenly opens its massive jaws, and lets out a deafening roar skyward. Roar! Thunderclouds churn. The storm gets even more violent. The rain hitting the ground starts shining blue-violet. Flood water across the city is activated by the thunder field at this moment. Streets, sewers, collapsed building, broken power grid, all remaining metal and flood water become conduits for lightning. Jiang Xingyi's face changes. Not good. The thunder field is bypassing you. It is heading for the evacuation route. I turn to look. Sure enough, even though the behemoth's body is pinned by my 9 chains, its released thunder field is using the floodwater to avoid the main battlefield, spreading toward the north escape tunnel. Blue-violet arcs spread wildly over the water. A few armored transports just crossed the flooded area. Their bodies shudder hard. Headlights burst out instantly. Engines screech sharply and shut off right there. As the doors open, 2 soldiers who try to push the vehicles are struck by arcs. Their bodies lock up and collapse hard into the water. Vehicles go out of control.
The 2 soldiers' hearts stop suddenly. The ambulance has short-circuited.
The evacuation line goes chaotic. Children's cries come from inside the carriage. Small, messy, but pierce everyone's ears like needles. Liu grips the communicator tight. How many haven't crossed yet? The other side of the radio goes silent for a moment. Then the deputy's hoarse voice comes through. 976 live signals. Still on the escape line. 312 are wounded and children. The number lands like a blow. The whole command channel goes silent. Next second, the thunder-scaled behemoth roars again. Boom, boom, boom. The thunder field spreads even faster. Blue-violet lightning races toward the convoy via the floodwater. Block the thunder field.
Block the thunder field. Lock the thunder field! Don't let it hit the evacuees! There is wounded and children on that side!
Jiang Xingyi doesn't wait for orders. Her 6 wings flare out behind her. She turns into a streak of pure white light, landing above the convoy. Celestial Maiden's purification domain. The pure white domain suddenly expands. The moment the heavy rain hits the domain, the blue-purple arcs are forcibly torn away. The black mist in the rain is also dissolved into a faint white smoke. But this time, it is not just a simple thunder. Toxic rain. That is a grade -6 mutant, unleashing a Lilan's thunder field. Jiang Xingyi just pushed down the deep domain. Her face immediately went pale. At the edge of the domain, bluish-purple lightning crashed against the white barrier. Her 6 wings trembled slightly. The wingtips even got scorched black by the thunder toxins. Xingye, Shu Xiaodao's smile vanished instantly. Zhang Xingyi didn't look back. She just gritted her teeth and said, I can hold it, but not for long. She could have shrunk the purification field, protected only herself and the medic truck. But if she did, the support trucks behind would be exposed to the thunder field, so she didn't pull back. Instead, she gripped the Shuangtian sword tightly, forcing her domain down into the water on the ground. A shining white light spread out. The deadly thunder field was forced open into a short, safe path. Convoy move. Keep going. A few army medics rushed into the domain, dragging fallen soldiers back onto the trucks. The medic truck finally started again. The 2 civilian transport trucks behind also started to slowly move, tires rolling over the water, kicking up rings of purified white mist. But at that moment, on the other side of the ruins, a swarm of mutants was sent into a frenzy by the thunder field, charging toward the evacuation channel. In the downpour, dozens of red eyes lit up among the wreckage. Growls echoed everywhere, coming in like a tidal wave. Shu Xiaodao wiped the rain from his face. His left arm's Neza tattoo burned bright.
Xingye, hang in there. I'll handle these.
Keep them out of the pure field.
As long as I'm here, none will get through. Boom!
Wind and fire wheels ignited beneath his feet. Scarlet flames tore through the rain. The 3-headed, 6-armed Neza avatar unfolded behind him. Fire-tipped spear, universal ring, silk ribbon all lit up at once. Shu Xiaodao stepped forward. He blocked the front of the escape path by force. The first thunder-armored beast launched. He drove the fire-tipped spear right through its chest. The second one, the third circled toward the convoy. Universal ring smashed down, slamming one beast into the ground. He wrapped another one in the silk ribbon and hurled it back into the horde. But there is just too many of them. A level -4 thunder beast burst from the ruins, lightning coiled all over its body, crashing straight into the Neza avatar. Then, Shu Xiaodao got knocked back several meters. The winged fire wheels flickered on and off in the toxic ray. He dropped to one knee, nearly fell. Behind him, a transport truck rolled by slowly. Through the window, a little girl leaned against the glass, with tears still on her cheeks. She didn't know who Shu Xiaodao, just that the big guy covered in fire was blocking the monsters. Shu Xiaodao caught a glimpse of that little face and gritted his teeth, trying to get over.
Dream on.
He stabbed the fire-tipped spear into the ground and forced himself to stop sliding back.
You get nothing past me. Not a single step. Boom!
The Neza avatar swelled again. A line of scarlet fire slashed across the escape path. The beast horde was stopped 30 meters out. Liyue's eyes turned red from rage. He shouted into the comms, all firepower.
Pin down that horde. Don't let them near the pure field. The convoy pressed on. Artillery thundered again.
The last army machine guns, howitzers, grenade launchers, and rockets all opened fire, weaving a wall of steel flames in front of Shu Xiaodao. On the other side, I looked out at the thunder scale. Lizard. It was chained by the Black Coffin's shackles, but still crazily absorbing power from thunderclouds and the ruined city grid. The thunderbolt beneath its chest shone even brighter. Jiang Xingyi can't hold on much longer. Xu Xiaodao can't hold on much longer either.
Mr. Qing.
The last transport truck hasn't made it into the tunnel. It is full of wounded and kids. Needs 40 seconds. 40 seconds.
I watched as a blue-purple thunderbolt formed by the beast's mouth. 10 seconds tops. It is about to blow. If that lands, the whole evacuation path will be wiped.